Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We have got a massive game just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. This one, England taking on South Africa. We've seen it as a World Cup final. We saw it last year, and these two sides once again get to do battle. We have just witnessed an absolutely incredible game, though, between Wales and Australia. A comeback win for the Aussies after being 16 points down, getting themselves the victory. The big question now is, well, first of all, will we see 16 points scored by both of these sides? I feel like we're going to see a chess match at times throughout this contest, but also which of the two sides here, England or South Africa, will be the victors at the end of the 80 minutes. We've got about 15 minutes till the kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. We will be looking through at the sides, also looking through at a few stats, previous fixtures, and then we will be getting into the live match commentary. But we have got RJJ is in the chat. It's in massive. Also, we have got there from Nikki, Frederick, Scrumlass, and Nate, all in the chat already ready to go for this contest. But first of all, we will look through at the English starting lineup. They will be as follows. It will be Mako Vunipola at number 1, Jamie George at 2, and then Kyle Sinclair at number 3. So actually a couple changes from what we saw in the game up against the All Blacks when they were able to pull off that monumental draw, 25 points to 25. The locking duo, though, unchanged for the English, Maro Itoje at number 4, and then Johnny Hill will be number 5. I think Maro Itoje is one of the keys for England in this game, not just with winning the lineouts, maybe getting under the skin of the South Africans a little bit, trying to fire them up and maybe create some disciplinary issues for them. It will be Coles at number 6, Tom Curry number 7, and then Billy Vunipola, I should say, we're slotting in as the number 8. Then Josh Van Poortvliet. Now, this for me was a big surprise. Once again, going with such a young halfback up against a side like South Africa, it's a risk. But I believe with the experience that Young brings off the bench, it was just a bit too valuable to not have him come back off that bench again. A little bit similar to what we see for the South Africans with Malcolm Marx, bit of a super sub option for them in this contest. Marcus Smith will be 10. He will be looking to really bring this back line to life alongside Owen Farrell on his outside. Manu Tuolangi, he did not get injured last week, so he is going to be available. It's absolutely great to see this man starting to find some momentum in his international rugby career, because every time he's normally going all right, he then gets injured, and it's a real shame to see. And that one, and also we have got there, Hamish, after your hard work, Wales versus Oz, you just had time for a leak in there as well, says Robert Henry. We started this live stream about 3 seconds after the last one finished in that one, so there was certainly no time. I was initially going to be grabbing a snack in between live streams. Food can wait because the rugby's about to start. That's probably, actually, ladies and gentlemen, do not take that one seriously. If you do need food, please eat food. Do not eat food. It's great advice, isn't it? Do not eat food. Put it on a shirt. I'm on a lucky run. Got Wales versus Australia right now. Now I'll go for England go up by 10 points. And then I'm betting on the Anglais, says Zhang there. And also, I hope the box smashing, bro. And Gareth is in the chat as well. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Happy gonorrhea, says Nate. Should also clarify, do not have that. But looking through at the South African lineup, I didn't even finish England. We're going to go back to them. We better look at the back 3 because these guys are going to be important in this game. Johnny May out on the left wing, Tommy Freeman out on the right, and then Freddie Stewart, the big man at number 15. Now, he is the perfect example of a player that South Africa don't really want to kick the ball to, because he can counter-attack, he can catch a high ball, and he will certainly look to add the impact. Now, the interesting stat, I always say it for him, he was watching the 2019 Rugby World Cup from a dorm room. Now he's out there, and he gets to go head-to-head with some of those great players that he did get to see in action. Looking through now at this South African starting lineup, a few changes, I believe 4 in total from what they had last week. Oxnashe at 1, Bongi Mbanambi 2, and Franz Malaharaba as the number 3. So they are the 3 that they did go with last week. And for this one, it is going to be the exact same as what it was last week. Emin Etzebeth at 4, Marvin Ori at 5. So Etzebeth versus Itoje, just a matchup that is always an exciting one to watch. Sia Khaleesi at 6, Franco Mostu at 7, and a big opportunity here for Efan Roa is going to get the opportunity to start this game at number 8. That is due to Jasper Visa being unavailable. Now, I should mention, because this game falls outside of the international window, does mean that not just Jasper Visa will be missing. We are also not going to see Andre Esterhazen, Cheslin Colby, Vincent Koch, There's another one. There's another player in there that is missing from this lineup for South Africa. And I can't think of him. Unfortunately, a tough one to call. It's a Safa. I have to have to back us, but no easy game, says Nicholas. And no Amy for Lick. I'll read a leak in there as well, says Robert Henry. And also, this should be more interesting than France versus Denmark right now. Is it still 0-0 in that contest? Do let me know. But looking through at the back line, Faf de Klerk, add number 9, Damian Willemser at 10. So a good combination. Now, I believe Faf de Klerk will have the kicking tee for this matchup, which is pretty interesting for the South Africans. He's normally pretty accurate, though, so it does work out relatively well. Damian Willemser at 10 might end up giving a spot away to Mani Lebok, who will be coming off the bench. Later on, back to the midfield combo that they do normally like to go with Dialende at number 12, Jesse Kriel at 13. Of course, if they had the option at 13 of Lukanu they would have him there every day of the week. Makazole Mapimpi takes his spot back on the left wing with Kurtley Arendse sliding on to the right after his impressive performance up against the Italians. Doing extremely well there. Then Willie Leroux, he is at fullback after finding some quite nice form. Cobus Reinach, that is the player. The other halfback was missing, which does mean that Grant Williams initially was brought into the squad. Speaking of players brought into the squad, we will show the reserves, including one big name for the Springboks there. And what time it will start? It is actually supposed to kick off in only 7 minutes' time. So it's not too far away at all from us getting to see the matchup take place. Looking through, it is going to be Luke Cowan, Dickey, and number 16, Ellis Genge and Will Stewart as the front row replacements for the English. Dave Ribbons and Sam Simmons, the other two forward replacements. And then Ben Young's the huge experience he brings. Henry Slade coming off the bench last week up against the ABs. And Jack Knoll does end up giving away a starting lineup spot. I believe that was to Tommy Freeman. Looking through at South Africa's bench, the bomb squad is in action for the front row. Malcolm Marks at number 16. He brings a huge impact. That rolling maul is absolutely sensational when it gets going. Stephen Kitsoff, number 17. And then Thomas the Toy, the player who was brought in from South Africa A. Actually, the only player who was injected into the side for this match from South Africa A does get the big opportunity there. Marco van Staden there at number 19. Hwaka Smith at 20. And then Jaden Hendrickse, Mani Lebok, and Cannon Moody, the youngster, does get the opportunity there off the bench as well. For the South Africans, we have got their real arm wrestle, yellow and red cards, decisive. Exactly right. We've just seen in the game taking place between Australia and Wales. Yellow cards decided that game. We saw a couple late ones up against the Welsh, and it did actually mean that the Wallabies were able to get themselves about four tries back in that contest or something along those lines to then get themselves the win. This is going to be brutal. No love lost here. The unstoppable Bok versus the unmovable Chariot in the pack, says Tom Rogers. I know, yo, I think England got this one, says Scrum Lesson. Hello, everyone. Go the Bok, says Lively. Oh, that's a hard. Oh, I remember there's a way of saying that. Leluin. Hopefully I've said that correctly. I think I got it wrong, though. And also, I think it's going to be very close. Never underestimate England. And also, last game, boys, show them why you are the world champs. Hit them hard. Let's go. In the box, says Sherry. So do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, your score predictions for this contest. It isn't too far away at all from getting underway. Going to be a massive game, England versus South Africa. And when are you going to give mum and dad a grandchild image? TikTok, says Fluffy. I haven't even turned 23 yet. And I'm now a single Pringle, so that's going to be very hard to do all by myself. I don't know if it's actually biologically possible to do it. I'm not going to go into details of how that would work because, you know, it's an intense process. If you guys have done biology at school, you will know that there's certain things that need to take place for the stuff to happen. And also, no problem, mate. And there as well. And Llewellyn, that is how you say it, isn't it? And also the box by 12, says Gareth in there. And any bets on Henry, Ben, and Sam not being in the Rugby World Cup 2023? Henry, Ben, and Sam. So is that Henry Slade, Ben Youngs, and then Sam Simmons? Would it be Sam Simmons, that one? And also, Hammy, you need to get out more, says Robert Henry. I've been out 3 days in a row. We went and looked at some penguins yesterday. And George fell in love. Not with a penguin, with a woman. She didn't notice him. That currently the South African national anthem. That reminds me, I'm supposed to do this, aren't I? It's become a tradition on the live stream. That was actually kind of smooth. And this national anthem is sung a lot quicker than last week. I know that a lot of people were giving the singer a bit of stick for that one. It's like you're saying your name, Alu or Lu, and you say Ellen. And then you got it, says Llewellyn there. And also the ABs gave the English a good warm and huge confidence boost. I wouldn't write off the English too soon. Yeah, that's the thing. This game's going to be close, I think, for quite a bit of time. Maybe the first 30 minutes, penalty back and forth. I think, though, either team are going to score an early try in this game. I think it's the Springboks, which is a bold call, but I think that could be the case. Looking through at the previous results we have actually seen, that's the Welsh. That's not the right one. There we go. Springboks. They had their loss up against the Irish. It was a narrow losing margin for them, but they did lose at 19 points to 16. Then they were defeated by France, 30 points to 26. But then that game up against the Italians, it may have been close at half-time, but it was anything but close at the end of the full time. 63 points to 21. A brilliant performance from the Boks as they found their winning momentum once more. Looking through at England, what they've been able to do, they had that narrow loss to Argentina, which did not start their November internationals the way that they wanted it to. 52 points to 13, a pretty good win over Japan, though, in the week after. And then 25 to 25, the comeback of dreams for the English. The only thing that would have made it sweeter was if they were able to get themselves just that one more point. But it is, oh, geez, there's a bit of deepness in that man's voice singing God Save the King today. God is right down there. I can't even go that deep. All those are the previous results. And also, you need a well pedal. And then also we have got there, I only came here for the shredding, says Fluffy. Demark a level 1-1 and learn Island call, Hamish, says Karma Beach there. And also France was a tough game, a bit of bad luck, but that's rugby. I got to do it today. Yeah, this game, it's one of those ones, it's bragging rights for these two sides. We know it is. At the end of the day, both of these sides want to be able to say, before a World Cup, we beat you. And the question is, who is going to be the side, and not just the side, but the nation, who is able to say such a thing? If it's a draw, it would be an anticlimactic way to end. But in some regards, it might be pretty awesome to see. Just saying. It might be quite cool, because then it just makes the World Cup just a little bit closer as well. And also, please block. Let's change things around, says DJ. The thing is, if they play like they did in the second half up against Italy, I think that there will be confidence flowing for the Springboks. They'll be able to find some decent momentum. But if they play like they did in the first half against Italy, I think that's when we're going to see England capitalise on the opportunity. And also, God Save the Queen. And this is, it was Fluffy, and I'm struggling to analyse that game. Wales managed to score 34 points and ended up conceding 39. Are they better or worse than they were before this game? I think worse, because they blew that game badly in the last stages of the game, unfortunately. But watch out for Ivan Ruiz in this game. The commentators are saying he has got himself his first start for the Boks and will want to make the absolute most of it. ABs give England a good stretch. Boks will lose, says Stone Cold. And also, we've got the police Boks change things around. A dude, your mind, we're at church right now called Rugby Unions. And there as well, says Nate. But Malcolm Marks off the bench as well. It's got to be one to watch out for. I've said well many times, and I hope this match goes well for both of these sides. I hope discipline is well for them as well. There you go, another well in there. The only thing that will make it better is if we had a player named Wells, but we don't. Right on, I'm with Stone Cold, says Robert, and Quinn as popular dude as well, says Llewellyn. And also, yes, it would be like when New Zealand drew with England last week, says RJJ. And also, God Save the Queen. And also, Figures. I had expected Australia to absolutely trounce them. That's a nice word. As they are so bad, the worst I've seen in living memory. Right, ladies and gentlemen, just about to get underway for this game. In charge of this one, it will be the Australian Angus Gardner. Now, he'll want to have a 100% perfect match, because we know a man's coming off his 2-match ban after this one, and he's keen to try and extend it. So, Angus Gardner, let's hope he has a good game. I like his wrist strap mainly because it's yellow, and that is my favourite colour, and it's the Kiwi Lads colour as well. Random information. I'm excited. I'm talking very quickly, but Owen Farrell will be kicking off this game for the English, and we are underway between these two sides. It's going to be an exciting one, nicely taken by Marvin Ori for the Springboks just outside of their own 22, and it already looks like Faf de Klerk is going to be sending up a box kick here. And you can hear the crowd. They are chanting at the moment. Bongi and Manambi throwing some hands at Cole Sinclair in that early one. Now, nicely taken by Freddie Stewart. Now, I mentioned he's the player you don't want to be kicking the ball to, because he takes 9 out of 10 of them, and always is efficient under the high ball. Billy Vunipola crashes hard, 45 metres out from their own line here. England going back across, and Marcus Smith will put the ball high. Waiting for this one to come down. Willie LaRue takes it nicely, gives it off to Damien Valimza. Considered the kick, but finds the offload to LaRue instead. Now Ivan Ruas trying to break through his opposite number. Stripped by Maro Itoje. And England now on the front foot. 22 metres out from the line. Eben Etzebeth goes in the breakdown, though. He managed to see that both the English players went over the breakdown. They missed the clean out, and that led to the opportunity for him over the top. Kicked in a touch by Damien Valimza, and that is going to be our first stoppage and play on the halfway line. England will have themselves the line out. Always keep the Vegemite warm and smooth, says Tim. And also off topic, but RB Scotland legend Doobie Weir. And there as well, says Kevin. And there as well. See, I hadn't actually heard of his passing, so that is big news for the Scottish fans and also World Rugby, really, as well. So RIP to him. Willie LaRue going back across to Kurtley Arunsa, breaking the line already. Always been hit high from Owen Farrell, nothing new. But that time he was actually falling into it, so it did make the tackle of Owen Farrell a little bit more justified in that matter. But Arunsa looks like he's staying down a little bit longer. Don't know whether or not he has got an injury or whether he is just maybe trying to make them think about going and having another look at it. But it is going to be Faf de Klerk now, rolls it back. It's the box kick. Muckles only Mapimpi back in the starting lineup. Freddie Stewart, I said he catches 9 out of 10. That is the one that he's dropped. And you can play Stewart. Here's Leluin. And also Amish, which pay VPN software you personally use and can remember to watch sports globally, ExpressVPN or NordVPN. Actually, neither of them. I believe the ones that I've got, I've forgotten the name of it. Private Internet Access and also Pure VPN are the two that I've got. Sometimes neither of them work and sometimes some of them do, which is good. It's Stuart the Danger Man. Says Gareth there, and also Go England says scrum less. Now scrum feet. Take the weight. It's the comment from Angus Gardner. He sounds like he's having none of it at scrum time today. If either side are getting in some little cheap tactics, he's going to let them know about it. And now, Faf de Klerk about to put the ball in for the Springboks. Condolences to the great nation of Scotland, says Lelu in there. And RIP big man, well, go well, do beware, be brave as loved ones. And also, how's it Hamish from GQ in South Africa? Easy for you to say. It is certainly easy. I do appreciate you being here, Sean. Hope you are excited for this matchup. Straight away, free kick for South Africa. Going down on the far side, I believe that would have been Kyle Sinclair, in fact, did lose his footing. And also, I've just seen it announced. It goes out to the family of Doobie Weir, or Dottie Weir, I should say, rather than Doobie. And also a hero. And so many people's eyes, condolences to his family. And box scrum sets the tone, says Sidon. And already they have been able to have themselves some very strong-looking sets. Is that how you describe it? Probably not. That was a weird way of saying it. And also, we look at the RP Dottie Weir, says scrum less there as well. So the Springboks have decided that they do want another scrum feed here. Faf de Klerk rocking the mustache for Movember. And off the back, Ivan Roos. I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to have a bit of a run here. Now off the back. Oh, it's a big push from England, but it's flattened out there on the front row, so it's going to be the advantage now. Ivan Roos getting involved, decides he wants to run at Angus Gardner, and the penalty goes the way of South Africa. I believe he decided that he was too involved in that one. Gardner didn't have his right tackling boots on. So South Africa, they could take the early 3 points if they want it, and having such bad connection in South Africa these days, says Gareth. I should actually mention as well, ladies and gentlemen, throughout the week, we managed to get fibre here, which was weird because we're from a small town. So for us to have fibre is actually pretty decent. And I should mention, I'm not actually plugged into the modem and we're still running kind of smoothly, which is good news because it means we can upload quicker, we can stream more efficiently, we can pretty much do all the things that we normally do. We can download games in quicker than about 4 days because it used to take us 4 days or so to get through them. Faf de Klerk going to be lining up this one now. Will be relatively tough angle, you'd have to say, for de Klerk for his first kick. In 2022 test matches, he is 2 from 3, sitting at 67%. We have got India in the chat as well. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. 6:37 a.m. Sunday morning in your part of the world. 5:30 p.m. in England. 7:30 p.m. in Cape Town Saturday. And 11:32 a.m. Central Time here in Arkansas. Wow, talk about worldwide. Cheers, says Kevin. Yeah, all around the world, people are watching this game. They know how big of an occasion it's going to be. Faf de Klerk has not got that kick over, and that is going to make the score still 0-0. Freddie Stewart puts the ball down And it will now be a goal line. No, sorry, a 22 dropout for them down. Welcome to the 21st century, says Otto, and greetings, aliens and Kiwi lads. See you rocking it again, Amish. Sorry, I missed the Aussie game. Bot can kick Pommies backside this match. Glad to see you again, says Ruth. And there's, England versus Australia. Wales versus Australia, I should say. If this game is anything like that, it's going to be a good one. Penalty to England. Now, was Maro Itoje rolling away is the bigger question there, and I think it might have been a bit 50-50. Did he get away in time? They believe so, and it is going to be the penalty now to England. 2:35 p.m. in Brazil, says Brett there. And also 7:35 and Cape Town as well. And also we look there, Angus Gardner, the Aussie rest, reckon England will be happy with his calls tonight, says Nate. Probably not. To be honest, no matter what happens in this game, I think both sides will not be happy with 100% of the calls. It's the case of rugby at the moment. The way that the rule book or the law book is, it's just so much leniency in terms of the difference between referees, and that makes it very hard to judge what is and what isn't a penalty, depending on the referee you've got, that is. And now England, they've got themselves another penalty advantage. Pass across to Maro Itoje, flicks it out the back to Farrell. Now Faf de Klerk charges it down. It's going to be a penalty again for the English. And also we got there 8:37 and a Mogadishu. Hopefully I said that correctly. And also get some vodka out. No Mixer. Wales had a bad week, to be honest. As Mixer on offside against South Africa. Now England will have the opportunity to add the 3 points, and I believe they will be going for it. Looks like Owen Farrell already in the referee's ear. I don't know whether or not you need to be at this point of the game. We're only 7 minutes in. And also Faf needs some spectacles. I'm going to eat avocado, dip with salted crackers and vodka orange, says Roof, and think the Box will want this more than England, says Sighted. Yeah, both sides want to win this game. At the end of the day, it's a Rugby World Cup final rematch. It could be what we see as the Rugby World Cup final next year in France. There's a possibility. The way that the draw is set up, I believe they can actually find themselves going, maybe meeting semi-final minimum. I believe it is in Anthony and Arita has their great commentary. Thank you very much. Hugely appreciated. But Owen Farrell actually going to have the kicking tee for this matchup rather than Marcus Smith. It's normally the question of which of the two will be stepping up, and it seems like Marcus has been told, nope, not today. Owen's got this one. And go, I'm eating avocado too with some walnuts, says Scrumless. That was kind of my American accent, which wasn't great. And Australia held on. I take it, says Richard. They did. They managed to win 39 points to 35 after being 16 points down with 22 minutes to go. Farrell taking his time, wanting to make sure he gets this kick over. He's missed. Well, interesting. Both sides missing their first kicks of the day. Pressure is a lovely thing. Can either make a diamond or it can really cause problems. And it seems like straight away both sides feeling that early pressure. Who's going to score first, which side, which player? I think it's going to be Makazole Mapimpi for the Springboks. American accent 10 out of 10. Says Scrumless there. And on salted crackers with a vodka orange juice. Says Gareth there. Yeah, the question is, would Marcus Smith have got it? We do not know, probably. But that's a big miss to have early on for the English. Currently on the halfway line. Van Portlier back into the pocket, and Marcus Smith will be kicking downfield towards the 22. Valilaroo takes the mark as well. And go to the box, says Mornay, and well, he missed. And okay, says DJ. Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting both kickers to miss their first kick of the day. Faf de Klerk, normally pretty decent. Like we mentioned, 67% of the kicks that he's taken so far throughout the year he's got. And then Owen Farrell's a lot higher than that, but still wasn't effective there. Marcus Smith puts the ball high. Looks like Freddie Stewart after this one. He's danger in the air. It's going to be a knock-on from Damian Williams. A flick back by the English. Now Tom Curry. Nice wide cut-out pass. Makazole Mapimpi. In fact, Kurtley Aronson. Oh, that should have been play on. In fact, the players still don't know that the game has stopped. And now they are going to be going back on the block, says Paul Grant. And also I'm having a glass of Chateau de Papsac. The Papsac, is that what it's called? That's an interesting name for a wine, isn't it? And a Wars roll. And it's Farrell lacking some confidence, says Cited. I think it's more just, even though at the end of the day, these players can say they aren't feeling the nerves, but they're feeling the nerves. It's England versus South Africa. One of the biggest matches we see when it comes to Northern versus Southern Hemisphere. There's got to be your heart beating at 1,000 miles an hour. 3 handling errors so far from the English compared to the 3 from South Africa compared to the 1 of the English throughout the first 10 minutes. Curry and Coffee In bed for supper in the mountains of Sri Lanka. Go England. No TV, you're a lifesaver again, bro. Says Sheep Shearer, no worries at all, mate. And yeah, hope you are enjoying your nice warm bed. That's the thing. It was hard to get up this morning at about 3 a.m. My bed was very comfy. I'd only slept for about 5 hours at that stage, but I believe we're actually up for the day. And then our next live stream might be the Sharks game of the URC up against Cardiff that has taken place tonight. A meaningless friendly international, says James. Yeah, they ain't friendly. That is one thing for sure. And same in the USA. Refs have an off year in American US football. Also 1 minute. It's a penalty. Next minute, it's a play on. All about how the referee feels at the moment. And go there, scrum lads. Arrow better than chocolate. Enjoy. I hope the Boks are going to be in the scoring zone soon. And also, can you make alcohol from avocados? Not sure. That's a good question. And also, Pap Sack is a soft bag of cheap wine in South Africa, says cited there. And go the Queen, says Mornay. And also, we have got there in the chat, I made a chocolate mousse with avocado. George would be very happy with that. He loves himself a chocolate mousse. That the penalty, sorry, not the penalty. It was actually the knock on in the end. But we have had a bit of an injury stoppage. And Bongi on Manumbi, once again, like I mentioned in my preview, he's got a tough job to do because he's got to be the referee as well as a hooker for this contest. He does make a lot of the calls. And now Van Porfliet about to feed the ball. And there's been a lot of disruption at scrum time already. Okay, Angus Gardner just having a bit of a chat with Bongi on Manumbi, who's having none of it. My stomach is rumbling. I did mention I was going to have a snack in between the live stream, so you may hear a little bit of thunder every once in a while. It is just my stomach telling me I'm hungry, not literal thunder outside, although it is supposed to rain today. Van Porfliet, 30 meters out from the South African line, about to put the scrum in. No, we've got another scrum reset. This is taking up about 3 minutes. We've got to get on with the game. And also, come on, let's get some points. And yes, Katie, a woman after my heart, chocolate. And Owen Farrell, great athletes, something this old man Andy Farrell struggle with in both codes, says Nate there. And go the English with referee and TMO on their side, says Wayne Duplessis. I wouldn't say they're on their side yet. We've actually seen more penalties almost go the way of South Africa already in this game. I think it's 1-1, but South Africa have dropped the ball 3 times. So it's even at this point in terms of the decision-making. So we've got to wait and see whether it develops later on. But I think both of these sides, like I mentioned, before this game even started, both sides are going to say the referee's against them before we get into it. Now that's gone down in front row. Penalty to England at scrum time after the angling into the front row from Franz Malharba. You know, dipping in Marco Vonopola's not too happy with it. You are welcome to my tea and peanuts here in Kenya. Might have to take you up on that offer. One day I'll go to Kenya. I feel like going all the way to Kenya to eat peanuts would be a great title of a YouTube video. It might be an expensive one, though. And also, avocado liquor is awesome, and avocado tequila. And then I don't find the idea of avocado liquor very inviting, says Henry. Oh, sorry, that was actually Robert. And Go Island says Mornay. And there as well. I remember the days Andy Farrell always runs in, raising his knees and elbow. Bloke couldn't even run it straight, says Nate. But yeah, scrum penalties, we're seeing 1-1 against the two sides. Marco Vonopola might have gotten an injury from Franz Malharba angling in there. What happened to England on Prime Video? Game cut off. Oh, that's not good. They definitely do not want to lose coverage of this game out of all of them. I feel like this is the game that a lot of people would be wanting to watch. It's raining at the moment at Twickenham a little bit. I should mention a little bit of slippery conditions. And also, South Africa will lose, says Morna. And also, sounds so interesting. Sheep Shearer, go curry. Yes, please. You should try the coffee in Kenya. Good first-time experience. He's cited. On Farrell this time. Can he convert? He's missed 1 today. Won't want to make it 2. 13 minutes in, and the crowd at Twickenham have become very silent. Really taking his time here, Farrell. Wants to make sure it goes over. Shot, Farrell, says Tim Rogers. That one has gone over. He's got it this time. And that will make the score 3-0 for England. They will take the lead. Nazi Williams and Morena, beautiful Kiwi lads, peeps, from the beautiful city of Sales, where KFC never fails, says Nazi Williams. Oh, you're spitting bars there, Nazi Williams. At the start of this one. And also, don't drink the coffee. Just don't, says Fluffy. And also, back now, says Richard. Welcome back, mate. I hope you are doing very well. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be back with plenty more rugby in the future. We have got the November internationals that are coming up just around the corner. Oh, sorry, not the November international. Sorry, the Sevens internationals, I should say, that are coming up. Dubai Sevens next week. Week after, Cape Town Sevens as well. Tyrell Lomax, old man Johnny Lomax, Andy Farrell to sleep. Punch up Says Nate. And also he'll play against the All Blacks. We haven't actually got a game this week for New Zealand. And also Ireland don't have a game. Scotland don't have a game. And a few of the other big teams. France also don't have themselves a fixture. So, yeah, just the 4 teams playing today. Australia, Wales, South Africa, and England. 40 metres out from their line. Even Etzebev drew him backwards in the tackle by Maro Itoje with a bit of physicality there on the big man. Currently 14 minutes in. Fluff de Klerk asking for the penalty. And he has been told to use it. Hello, says Deloney. Welcome in. Hope you are doing well. He followed him like a GG. Can't believe it was a penalty, says Yanri now. Now the ball's gone high. Freddie Stewart going to take this one nicely. Looking to go down the wing, but tackled by Sia Khaleesi low. 40 metres out from the line now. Kyle Sinclair, quick hands. Marcus Smith, short ball there. Goes off to Tom Curry. Tackled by Jesse Creel. Cycled quickly by the English. Marcus Smith, quick hands from Farrell. It was Ford though. And they will be going back now for the scrum. And also, we have got Howdy, a friend, and also we have got Bogny to get the fog out of their eyes and wake up. Come on, it's Ibn Arinsa. Get the ball to Mapimpi, says Roof. And this is the perfect opportunity to do so because they've got the whole of the back line as potential. Yeah, I just remembered what I was supposed to be doing on this live stream. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. We will go like this, and we will go like this as well. I was supposed to be plugging the Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel, which is our other channel that we have got. I remember now from George that I was supposed to be shouting out their channel. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check out the link. Hit that subscribe button on the channel. I did forget for the first 15 minutes, but be sure to check it out now as you will earn me some points in the good books of George, and that is important. Of course, we got a bit of a stoppage here as well, so that's why I did bring that up. And also, morning all, how's it, Hamish, brother? Let's go. The box, says David, and the chat as well. But currently, we are just waiting for the scrum to go down again. The Springboks, they will have the feed, and they're only about 30 metres out from the line here. Make sure the bind is not on the shoulder, is the call from Angus Gardner. So scrums have been heavily, I guess, watched here. I guess you could say, and France 2-1. And thanks for that, bro. Says Gareth there. Now the ball's going to be fed in by Fluff de Klerk. Big push that time. It's gone down in the front row. They've been told to use it, though. They're going short side off to Gertley Arneson. Instead, they go for the grubber in behind. It's nicely cleaned up by Freddie Stewart, who now tries to break the line, makes some extra meters, throws it up, risky offload, and driven into touch for Alex Coles. And also the box will go down. Says Morna Martin there. Looks like there's a little bit of push and shove here. No, now they are happy. Well, we'll go like this, and we will go like that. South Africa, Jack from Lorient. There we go. I have put the link to the Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to check that one out for us as we are on the road to 300 subscribers over there. So if you do like yourself a bit of gaming, that is the place to go. We're also going to have a few real-life random videos coming up on that one. Currently 22 metres out from the line for South Africa. Oxnishye. Nice run forward. Stolen by England almost, but Ivan Roos gets over it. That's going to be an advantage for a high tackle. To go around the neck. Franco Mostert asking for a penalty. He's got his elbow on the back of Maro Itoje's head as he was not too happy with him. That ball's going to be bouncing almost a bit too far. Or Johnny May just has to take it dead, and they will be going back for the initial advantage against South Africa. Or sorry, against England, I should say. And I'll say, howdy, man. Hope you are well, buddy, says David the Mod. And also we have got, there, go England with the avocado emojis. Evan Ruiz tackled around the head by Coles there and come on the box. And scrum left, what about Evo and bacon pizza? Ooh, interesting combo, but I guess it would be normal, wouldn't it? I guess anything on pizza is normally good because you got that big base to be able to have worst comes to worst in it. But now they will take on the shot at the post here, South Africa. Now my call before this match got underway, I said that both sides would be jockeying penalties and we would make our way through to about 30 minutes before we see a first try in the game. And that try, I said, would be scored by Makazole Mapimpi. So that was a very bold statement. In fact, I think I was a little bit too specific with what I decided to say for that one. Now 18 minutes in, Fluff de Klerk going to be lining up this kick. Now he did miss his first kick of the night, but this one's 20 metres out. Should be a little bit easier for him. Of course, they don't have Cheslin Colby. That is due to him being on international or outside of the international window. He is unable to play due to prior club commitments. Same can be said about Kobus Reinach, Jesper Visser, Andre Esterhuizen, and also Vincent Koch, I believe, is the other player who is out. And also Farrell that is, says Nuzzy Williams. And imagine the convo's dad and son have at a dinner table in regards to rugby. Must be interesting. Yeah, it would be pretty awesome to hear one of those ones, to have it like mic'd up. And can you Savas out there tell us how Hamish pronunciation of your players is, says Sheep's Shearer. I know some people say that it's not too bad. Others say that it needs improvement for my Afrikaan pronunciations. I keep having to switch between World Cup and this match, says Anthony. Yeah, at the moment it's a close game between France and Denmark by the sounds of it. Good clearing kick from Damien Willems there. Get it downfield. 19 minutes into this game already. It has absolutely flown by. And we know it's going to be an epic contest throughout the full 80. It's going to be taken nicely at the front by Coles. Van Poortvliet now goes across to Farrell. Short run from Manu Tuolangi. This man gets out of this game uninjured, I would be a very happy man. Now, Mako Vunipola once around the side again. Van Poortvliet goes off to Sinclair. The Bristol Bears representative. Quite a few of this English side actually in the Bristol Bears. We did learn that when they did play up against South Africa. Hey, good shot on Johnny May in the midfield. Now Van Poortvliet saw a bit of space in behind. Looking for the kick. It's going to bounce up. Willie LaRue just has to wait for this one. Looks for down the wing. Goes for the grubber. Cleaned up by Tom Curry. And now England, you'd have to say they have the momentum in terms of field possession. Now, going to be Billy Vunipola hits it up. Tackled by Hetzebev. And a big, strong tackle there. Now short ball from Farrell goes to the other Vunipola brother. It's going to be another advantage this time against South Africa for being offside. Vunipola, no, Itoje tries to go to Smith, who gets absolutely clattered by Ivan Roos, who's not a player you want to try and push from Marcus Smith. He needs to be a little bit smarter there, because or else Ivan Roos will flatten him like he's a pancake. And also, how do you feel about Faf kicking? I'm not completely sold on it, to be honest. Mainly because I feel like you need your fly half, whether that's Damien Willems or Mani Lebok as your kicker, just for like till Hondre Pollard's back, because we know that Hondre Pollard's going to be taking over the kicking when he comes back. So I guess it's one that you don't want to give someone else that kicking responsibility if you know they're just going to lose it. But I think, I would have liked to see Willems kick a bit more, I think. And also, England, come on, says Morna. Oh, okay, England are having some water here. Water off is the comment from Angus Gardner. Okay, Itoje is actually coming off, so that is why there's a man with water on the field, although he is sneaking a drink to Jamie George. And don't understand why Lebok's not playing. He's a kicker, says George. Yeah, for me, I would have gone Mani Lebok 10. Willems are off the bench for this match. They don't talk rugby at all because they can't, and he plays against Owen, remember, says Richard there. And also we've got there England playing well from Chris. Says Chris, they're not going too badly. They've got another opportunity to add some points on the board here for Owen Farrell. Look to make it 6 points to 3, perhaps, at this point of the game. And also, Brother Polly's, Maurice, and Saf has got love for your pronunciation of the names. At least you give it a go. Some of these commentators during NRL, etc., are pathetic, says Nuzzy Williams. Now that's lined up. Farrell's missed again. That's 2 that he's missed now. So he's sitting 1 from 3, and he's not looking too happy. Well, I'm no lip reader, but I know that Farrell just told himself to F off. He was not happy with the way that one went. England is dreaming, says Albert there. And also we've got there Jomina and Jonita say hello as well. So welcome in. All you guys who are watching, the NRL commentators don't even try, says Fluffy there. It's going to be tapped back by Mara Itoje. Marvin O'Ree, though, has been able to get it. The locks going head-to-head. Now Damien Delinde kicks it downfield. That looks close to the touchline, but it is going to stay in the field of play for Freddie Stewart, who will now send it way back down the park. He won't want this one to go out on the full, and it does. They will go right back. Hang on. What's the referee doing? Yep, now he's realised he ran it right down all the way to then have to run back. And also, Lowell Farrell, says Keith, in there as well. And also, so no double J locking fingers then, says Roy Henry. Geez, that's a bit of a throwback, isn't it? Double J, Jeff Jarrett, if that is the one that you're talking about. You might not be talking about him. In that case, then I am wrong. And what is your prediction on the score? I think either side's going to win it by less than 5, or 5 or less. Definitely 7 or less. And Silly Ref says Fluffy, and France won, says DJ there. So winning their game up against the Denmark side in Wow, rolling maul for the Springboks. This is looking very good in the FIFA World Cup, I was saying. Just then, but Faf de Klerk with the advantage in hand, 22 metres out. Looks like they are going to continue with this rolling maul. Eben Etzebeth at the back with this one. Mara Toje trying to get over it. And he might have a hand on the ball there. It's gone into touch, and they will go back. I love South Africa, the people, the place, and their different sports teams. Definitely my second favourite, only when they play England, says Sheep Sierra, and ref to win by 5, says Cited and Owen. F's fingers salute. Is a double J. It says it was a Robert Henry there, and also we got the block from Raymond. I did see her. I look into his eyes again. Had a look down at his feet like a schoolboy again, says Gareth. I mean, Sia Khaleesi, he's been fired up for these games of the November internationals, hasn't he? And I think it's a good thing. He's kind of leading from the front for them. I wonder why the box isn't picking Nkosi. I believe someone actually told me he's got an injury, so he was sent back to South Africa. I believe is the only reason that he's not there. And Jeff Jarrett versus the Roadie. Geez, that is a throwback as well, isn't it? Road dog, as he became part of D Generation X. 5 metres out from the line. This is a great chance for the Springboks. They have committed quite a few backs into this rolling maul as well. There is an advantage against the English. Johnny Hill got his hands on the ball, but de Klerk being able to wrestle it away. Now the short ball hits hit the arm of the English. It's going to be the advantage, and now they've got to go back for another penalty. I think South Africa by 20. There's a double blow on the whistle here. This could be a yellow card or just a penalty. England have been called over with Owen Farrell. Gardner given the warning. I don't need you. I've got it, says Angus Gardner to Sia Khaleesi. And Sia Khaleesi was like, no, I'm just listening. Side entry at the maul. See, that is a sneaky captain, but a captain using his thinking brain. He wanted to hear what Owen Farrell's side were getting warned for, so that the Springboks can do that exact same thing in terms of making England infringe again, because then they'll have a man advantage. Smart move from Sia Khaleesi. No, got away with it. There's Richard there. No, England to win by 6 points, says James. And there as well. And also we've got the yellow to England. Not quite. It was a warning, though. I believe if they give away another side entry penalty at rolling maul time, it will then be the penalty. Right, Faf de Klerk. Time is off at the moment. I believe they are going to be kicking for the corner here once again, the box, but it is only a matter of time till they find themselves rolling over the try line. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel. It is our second channel. We do gaming over there, which will include a little bit of rugby in the future. I believe a video that we are doing soon. We will be making a World 15, taking on a few sides. And the big question is, how many of these players that are out there on the field at the moment will be in our World 15? And Jolene, and there, a shout out to Jolene Rizzo. Hopefully I've said that last name correctly. Oh, Bongi on Manambi, inside ball to Khaleesi. He's going to be held up, though. England looking to defend it, and they have kept him up off the ground. It is held up. Oh, Evan Roas ripped it away, though. But they say it was held up first. It was almost a goal. Going to be a hard game for the Boks to win without a kick it to the post, says Freddie there. Although both sides seem to be struggling with the kicking. We have already seen 3 missed kicks of 5 attempts so far. And also got the Boks, says Spider-Mick, and also we've got there, well, who does Steve Nkosi replace right now, Mapimpi, Arinsa, Colby, or Moody. See, that's the thing. If they were to leave Makasoni Mapimpi out, I would have had Arinsa on that wing and then maybe Nkosi on the other. But with the fact that Mapimpi's match fit, he had to be out there somewhere. And Sasha Payas said, hi, welcome in and try held up, says Richard. And going to be a hard game for the Boks. And also hi from Barcelona. Go the Boks, says Shade there. Nicely taken by Creel. 30 metres out from the line. It's a good tackle made by Alex Coles, the youngster. At 6 for this contest. Now another big run. They haven't got Sam Simmons at 6 anymore for the English, unlike when they did play up against the All Blacks. Willie LaRue puts it high. Waiting for this one to come down. Marcus Smith, he looked like he was going to be lining it up, but he never really got the chance. That's a knock-on against England, they've said. Okay, they've got the double knock-on. You're clearly not Alan, sir. Is the comment from one of the English players. I believe they're going to say it's a scrum fee for South Africa. Now, I thought it could have been a South African knock-on first, then England, but I believe they've said that England first of all. Tommy Freeman may have got their knock-on in the ear, and then from there it did become that knock-on against South Africa. And also England will have to dig deep to win this one. Not impossible. These are the world champs playing the team who came second, says David the Mod. And can we have Smith kick, please, from Chris, says Chris. And I mean, it would be a decent option, Marcus Smith, as the kicking option. Right, they do look like Okay, Sia Khaleesi was asking for a penalty of some sort, I believe, for something off the ball. And interesting that the English players are allowed to shout as much as they want at the ref, says average YouTube user. It's an interesting one. Both of these sides, normally they're known for their vocal captains, I guess you could say. Sia Khaleesi, normally a little bit more soft-spoken than Owen Farrell. Owen Farrell normally goes, oh, what's that for? Something along those lines. He's got a bit more of an English accent than myself. And I think Kiwi says Sasha Pay. And also, I can't wait for the bomb squad to come on with Kwagga and Lebok. And hopefully we keep up what we've tested this tour and break loose. Yeah, that's the thing. Second half seemed to be the better option for South Africa at the moment. Really, Adams, 4 tries this month. That man has been on fire, out on either wing, no matter where they put him. It's just going to be that he seems to be a future star for them. And Hamish, where is this happening? It is at Twickenham, so it's an away game for the South Africans. It's certainly going to be one that they do not want to get wrong, but it's going to be a tough one. Like I mentioned, I think 5 or less points could be a very good margin for who is able to win this contest. Just because both of these sides, they have all the potential in the world. They just need to make sure they're getting it right for this 80 minutes. Now, Faf de Klerk about to feed the ball in. Free kick to England for a pre-engage from South Africa. It's a big one to get. Number 2, breakfoot back. So he did warn Bongi Manambi about that earlier on. Bongi Manambi obviously took it as just a warning. Now Marcus Smith will kick it way downfield. And also it's England. Can you expect anything else from their fan or from their team and the fans, mate? And also some people pay good money to watch bullbag punching, says Fluffy. Tell you what, bullbag punching is a sport I don't think I could get behind. Definitely not if I was taking part in it. And how much time till full time? We are still only 27 minutes through this game. Marcus Smith having to pretty much scramble his way up the field as far as possible. Now Van Porfliet will be putting the ball back into the pocket to Mako Vunapola. Nice carry forward there once again from him. Now Van Porfliet once again going to be looking for this box kick, I should say. And also forwards missing Courtney Laws. Yeah, he's a big player that they wish they'd have. That was charged down partially by South Africa. So England will have themselves the line out throw just on the 22-metre line. And also South Africa win by 15, says Ernest. And as Mako Vunapola playing, I don't see him in our chat, says Stone Cold. He is out there on the field in the starting lineup. So maybe that is why we haven't seen him popping in the chat in the last little while. But I think he will be oh no, he wouldn't be working on a Sunday morning, would he? I would think. That's the thing. Some people don't actually know that these games are taking place because they are outside of the international window, if that makes sense. I wouldn't want to slip a ball in that game, says Fluffy. And Ernest, I agree, win by 15, says Freddie. Nicely taken there by Johnny Hill. 28 minutes through the contest. Jack Van Porfliet looking like he will once again send this one up into the English night sky. Chasing this one will be Tommy Freeman. Didn't look like he really got any good momentum when he was trying to run, though. I think he always had to try and change his line to get around the players. Ivan Ruiz around the side of the breakdown. He's been smashed in that tackle. England were not holding back for that one. And you know, with a player like Ivan Ruiz, with that physicality, you got to make sure you match it with extra physicality, or else then he'll just run over the top of you. Now going high. Not taken cleanly by Freddie Stewart. Accidental offside. It could have been against Freeman. Okay, it was knocked on. It was straight into his arms. And I think Makazole Mapimpi was about to get his last warning for chatting to the referee as well. And how physical is this game so far? You have a better input since you can see it. Yeah, it's been some big hits. Overall, I believe probably England are the side that have tried to muscle up a bit more, which they always were going to need to because the South African 4-pack is huge. But I would say it's probably about 60-40 physicality-wise. England put in a couple big hits with, like, Maro Itoje, we've actually seen put in a big hit, which is something we don't normally see. 35 metres out from the line now, South Africa will have themselves a scrum feed, and we are already 30 minutes through this game. And what happened with South Africa, they were world champions, says Sanatane. I mean, they're still right up there. Don't get me wrong. They are a side that on any given day can beat any team in world rugby. It's just the case of they are in their slight rebuilding phase from what I have heard from a lot of the supporters and also from what we've heard from the coaches as well. They're just trying to work out what their combination is so that when it comes around to that World Cup in France, they can get themselves back-to-back titles. Damien Dialende, it's a hard, and that is a good tackle made by Owen Farrell. Now Faf de Klerk going to the short side. He's smacked hard by Maratoje. Good low tackle made by Mako Vunapola. Tom Curry almost able to get that turnover for his side. Ivan Ruas now once again round the side of the breakdown. Now de Klerk goes one more. Damien Dialende almost able to creep his way through that back line. Franz Malharba in the middle of the field, currently 22 metres out here for South Africa. So a brilliant position on the field to be able to look for a last attack and play. Oh, drop kick? What? It's gone over. It's given them the lead. Interesting choice there from South Africa. It is fair to say I was not expecting a drop kick at that stage. It was their first real attacking opportunity that wasn't a rolling ball just outside of the 22, and they decide to go for the drop kick. It's points on the board, but is it the right choice at this stage of the match? Could they have gone for a few more phases, possibly got that advantage, and then look for a nice wide attack with Makazole Mapimpi or Kurtley Arunsa? And what accent do you speak, Kiwi lads? I have got a New Zealand accent. But some people say it's more like a gibberish accent because I just talk too fast. And a pair of JCBs are going at each other, no flair, says George there. And also, why aren't there more drop goals in rugby? It's like we barely see them. It's pretty much because if you've got that penalty advantage, you do manage to get yourself that 3 points anyway. And normally sides will look to go for the attack more rather than going for the drop kick. It was frowned upon at one stage. I know that England used to go for drop kicks a little bit. France, another side that have gone for drop kicks in the past, and it normally gets booed, mainly because sides don't like when teams get the 3 points against them when they can't really stop it sometimes. And psychological win for England. And there as well, says Stone Cold. In a way, I guess you could say, yeah. The fact that they were willing to take on the 3, it's going to become a maul, but the ball came out. Now, Marcus Smith, I thought for a second he was going to go for a drop kick from 50 metres out there, but he decides against it. Nicely taken by Damian Valimza. Got a bit of space. Freddie Stewart saying he was obstructed. Maybe get back to your mark, mate, because it's going to be a 2-on-1. Kurtley Arunsa now going down the wing. Marcus Smith beat him for pace, and Kurtley Arunsa has been able to score the try for the Boks, and what a try it is. 5 in the Autumn Internationals. This man is going places. And he's going to be going to France next year for the World Cup, that is for sure. He took the drop goal. Damian Valimza showing that he does have kicking ability, but they don't feel so when it comes to the goal kicking tee. And also, are we going to be quiet about Valimza's kicking for a bit? Says RJJ. And also, we get their try. South Africa says, Richard, how old are you? I am 22, 23 in 5 days. And I believe for my birthday, I will be going to bed early so that I can get up and do the Dubai Sevens. Oh, no, I actually have to get up early. Or later, to do the Dubai Sevens, I should say. And Arunsa 7-7 matches. He has been massive for the Boks. They are just checking this one to make sure there's no obstruction. I believe it's going to be all right, though. Springboks, Yalika says JP. And we are a joke team, man, says Silas Grace there. And also, we get here we go. The try, says Spider Mick. Brilliant try as well. Kurtley Arunsa, just too much pace. He cannot not be in a starting lineup at the moment. The way that man has been going. He's got to be somewhere, and he's going to be over the try line. And Lad Richard spoiling the score. Says Andreas, yeah, be sure not to put it in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, until we do end up reacting to it, or else some of the moderators may consider timing you out just so that you don't spoil the action for everyone else. And also, wherever you go, Bok, the World Cup final repeat. Here it comes, says Freddie. And what was it an interception? No, just pretty much a kick downfield from Marcus Smith. Faf de Klerk is showing that he has got a lot of kicking ability. He's missed that one again. It's going to make the score 11 points to 3. And also, if off ref fair try, says Bottomik. No, it wasn't really like they weren't checking it to that extent. It was more of just like a conversation. It didn't even go to the TMO. And also, I think South Africa to win by 20, says Ernest. The Brumbies ridden all over England, says Nate. But Arunsa just cannot stop scoring tries. Kicked off long to Vili LaRue. Good shot on him by Tom Curry. And Faf is useless. Says Sasha Payne. Now Ebenetsabev hits it at the line. Good low tackle made by Vunapola. Now counter ruck from England. Not quite able to get it done. Faf de Klerk has fallen over from getting hit by Makazole Mapimpi. 35 minutes through, and currently with an 8-point lead here for the South Africans. They'll be pretty happy with that. They've gone back across, and Vili LaRue actually now they shape to kick it. Instead, they will run it. Damian Valimza, man on the outside, and Kurtley Arunsa, if he wants him, gives it to him on the inside. And Arunsa, he is tearing it up. He's gone for the grubber. Oh, Freddie Stewart, it's a knock on. It was like a goalkeeper save there from Stewart. And now the scrum feed for South Africa, they have upped it to that next level here for the last kind of 5 minutes or so. No wonder South Africa is better than in England in football, says Mohammed. And also we can't afford not to have Lebok on the field, says Ernest. But the nice little grubber, the diving save from the goalkeeper, Freddie Stewart, but slowed down the move. In a way, would you call it a deliberate knock-on? Just an argument's sake there. Because, yes, it wasn't slapped out of the sky, but it was along the ground. He tapped it down to stop it from rolling through in behind for a counter-attacking opportunity for the South Africans. And England too hard, or not hard enough, eh? And also tails are up and also high five, says RJJ, and can't afford not to have Lebok on the field in England. Did you forget? You at Twickenham, wake up, says Scrum Lass. Now, showing the coach of the side. That was a very shaky camera showing Jacques there. 4 minutes left at the half, though, in South Africa. That's just showing the mental change, I guess you could say. Because rather than going for the extra aggression, that's going to be the advantage for South Africa. Rather than going for the stock standard kick from inside of their 22, they ran it. And they had a lot of success in that run. Willemse goes across to Damian Dialindi now in the midfield. Got out of the tackle with Tom Curry, but now Johnny Hill has to drag him down. Almost had him in a seatbelt. But it's going to be play on just for now to Clerk. Waikato pass. Gives it to Kurtley Arendse. Tell you what, that number 14 jersey with headgear, that will be giving England flashbacks to a couple years ago. This time it's not Chisel and Colby there. It is instead Arendse who is tearing it up. Yeah, bit of a cynical foul that says Freddie Stewart there. And also Stewart ain't no gotcha, says DJ. And sorry, I meant England Lion Rugby League team. And who scored for South Africa? It was Kurtley Arendse. Was able to score England overwhelmed in the scrum, says RJJ. And also, we have got there to play tennis at Wimbledon. You don't find names, your pronouncing names is superb, says Roof. And also, come on, bro, says Bitamik. It's a good tackle made by Coles, was it? Yeah, just a bit high from Billy Vunipola. And now they've got an easy three-pointer if they want it. Although, no, it's not. I'll take that statement back. They've got a three-point attempt if they want it. Faf de Klerk. Okay, they're kicking for touch. Faf de Klerk can't kick. So that is why they have to continuously go for the touchline here. They know that they'd just be giving away points and giving away pressure if they decided to try and have them take on the 3 points. But now they're going to be 5 meters out from the line and another attacking opportunity for Bongi Manambi and the rolling ball of the Springboks. This is the perfect time to score 38 minutes through. Can they do it again here, South Africa? Now Manambi about to throw it in. Now, England have come in from the side a couple of times. We need to remember that if they do it again, they could end up with a yellow card. Have they done it again, or was that legal from Sinclair? It's an offside advantage for South Africa. This could be a yellow card, maybe. Sia Khaleesi trying to break his way through the line. There are bodies lying everywhere on the ground at the moment. Going back. Okay, there's actually a player in the back line who's offside, so that's not going to be a yellow card. I can't say anything about the Brits, for my mum's sake. Says, but to make an easy win for South Africa, finding their rhythm now, says Keith. And also, that's why they got Lebok. Fluff is not a fly half. And also, Box throwing down the gauntlet, says RJJ. And Bulls versus Brumbies right here, says Nate. And also, I like the fire in our front row. Just not too much chatting to the ref, though, says Cited. And how is Arendse always scoring? He's just right place, right time. But also, it's not just that. He creates his opportunities that he gets. As well, like, yes, that one was a draw and pass, but he still had to run around the outside of Marcus Smith, which is not easy to do because that man is tough to get around in terms of that defensive line, but he still just does it so simply. Right, this time it now looks like it's going to be Faf de Klerk lining up the 3 points. Or is he? They're taking on the shot this time. He scored for South Africa, and who's been taking the kicks for the post? So, try scored by Kurtley Arendse, kicks for the post, Faf de Klerk, 0 from 2 so far throughout his day. I don't believe he's got one over yet. Is he 0 from 2 or 0 from 3? I think he's 0 from 2. And also, England takes 70 minutes to wake up, says Sheep Shearer. And Oswan just says Fluffy. And how did the Aussie-Wales game go? So, Wales, they were up by 16 points. Australia, they then managed to get pretty much, I think it was about 20 unanswered points after Wales got a yellow card. And then they managed to win the game 39 points to 34. And this is Mind Games now, says RJJ. And also, Eddie may go. He's a shocking coach, says Richard English. An easy one for South Africa, finding their rhythm now. Right, Faf de Klerk. This is an easy kick, or it should be. I'll say should be. It's always hard to tell. No kick is a gimme. He's 1 from 3, tonight. So he has missed his last 2. And he's got that one. So that's going to make the score now at halftime in this fixture 14 points to 3. Is there going to be a restart? We got time for a restart? No, there's time for a restart. So South Africa thought it was going to be halftime. So they went for the 3 points, and Faf de Klerk probably kicked it a little bit earlier than he would have. So this is the big question of if England can retain this kickoff, this is probably an attack that the Springboks didn't expect to have to defend against. Maro Itoje didn't get it though. Curtly Aronsa cleans it up. Release him now. Falls to the ground. That could almost be, no, not quite an advantage. And now Faf de Klerk puts it back into the pocket. Damian Willemse kicks it into touch. And an 11-point lead now for the Springboks heading into the second half. Go the box, says Nick. And then so Oz just says Spider Mick, they did indeed. Wales were 21 points up at 34 points to 13. And Faf did get the penalty over, or did get a penalty over, says Luke. And then just remember what England did last week, says South Africa mustn't be complacent, says Andreas. Exactly right. The second half is where we've seen this English side come alive in a few of their recent international fixtures. Yes, they weren't able to fire in their game up against Argentina, but in their game up against the All Blacks, we saw them just try after try after try. Now, the thing is, that was when New Zealand had 14 men on the field, but I think even if they had 15, it wouldn't have changed too much. In that aspect, the bench really brought the impact for England, having Ben Youngs come off the bench with a whole heap of experience. FFS says one chai, and also we got their beautiful, says RJJ, and also Faf kicking percentage now improves to 50%, says RJJ. So yeah, not too bad for himself at this stage. They are just showing the West Indies versus Australia preview for the Test match cricket. We are actually hoping to cover some of that on the channel as well, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, while we are at halftime, we'll mention we have got a second channel. It is called the Kiwi Lads Gaming. Or it was called the Kiwi Lads Gaming. Now it's the Kiwi Lads Entertainment. That is the link that I have just put in the chat. We have got ourselves some gaming on there. Also some real life videos. I think George wants to put a whole heap of random foods in a blender soon. See what they taste like. So if that's the kind of video that you think you might want to see, it's just pretty much us in a more chilled out environment. Be sure to check out that channel. The goal by the end of the night is to get to 295. So we are 11 away. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's sad when we can't say it's a certain kick from the kicker to the post. South Africa going to struggle without a kicker, says Freddie. Now, how many chances of rain in today's second one-day match? I believe it's supposed to rain pretty much throughout the whole afternoon, unfortunately, for New Zealand versus India. And also one that says, slow down, mate. The chat's going very quickly, though. So as soon as I stop talking as quickly as I am, I will be missing a whole heap of messages. And I'm entertaining you, says Fluffy. And so what drop kicks pay off? So that drop kick pays off in the end, says Donovan Martin. I mean, it could be the difference between the two sides. I think England will be able to fire back. It was a weird choice, though, I thought, to go for that drop kick at that moment. Luckily for the South Africans, though, they were then able to attack from their own 22, get themselves another try. And also, at least it's not the same ref as was in France. And also, we've got their Bok the team to beat next year, says Spider Mech. And no guitar for the bros in green, says Nuzzy Williams. We nailed the South African national anthem at the start of the game, which was good news. And Eddie Jones not given anything until after the Rugby World Cup 2023, and there will be with a Born in the USA boys or the NRL, says Robert Henry in there as well. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of the first half? Do you think there's potential for an English comeback, or do you think they will be just a little bit too strong, the Springboks, for England to be able to get back into it? If I had to pick a player of the half, it's probably Curtly Aronsa. He did very well throughout that first while of the game. Also, looking through that South African fullback, I mean, we saw a bit of Khaleesi. I think he will be another one who will be prominent in the second half. And then for England, if we had to pick just one player who did quite well in that first half, I mean, in my brain, I want to go Maro Itoje. He actually seemed to have pretty decent half. And then of the backs, you would probably go, to be honest, I'm not too sure you would go with a back for who was strong in that first half. I feel like there were a few very solid performances, but no one really completely stood up. I think everyone get cussed out in the sheds right now while they eat their orange slices in shame. And we are in a repeat of the World Cup final, says Dales, and also 24-14 for the final in South Africa. Box will regret not having a full-time kicker, says Russell. And yeah, it could end up costing them in the long run, that is for sure. But once Andre Pollard comes back, I believe he will be a very good option for them to be able to use. No chance of the comeback. Bok will win, says Nick down. The Brits come back, says Spider-Mink. I'm actually going to have a quick look at a previous fixture between these two sides. I'm going to see what the score was in the matchup between South Africa and England of that World Cup final. Mainly because I want to know what the score was at halftime compared to full time. And Hamish, what's happening with England? You think AB's exposed their weaknesses? Says Nate, I think it's just the fact that when South Africa actually put their mind to attack, and it sounds like a weird statement, seeing as it's a game of rugby, of course, but when they attack, rather than going for those box kicks as often as they do, don't get me wrong, go for box kicks. Get a few of them every once in a while, but when you are in a really good attacking opportunity, you got to go for that running game, and that is what we're seeing from the Springboks in this game, and I think that's what's really helped them towards the goals, the tries that they've been able to get for themselves. And when do we see the suit again? Yeah, it's been a bit quiet, hasn't it, with the suit? I have to be sure, get it out at some stage in the future. Right, at halftime, it was 6 points to 12 in favour of South Africa. So we're not actually that far off what the score was in that World Cup final. I like the Bok variation in attack, even a drop goal. That's innovation, says Russell there. And play guitar, brother, says Nick. We did do the South African national anthem at the start of the game as well, of course. And Arinsa reads the game really well, gets in the right position and applies full impact attack and finish at pace. See, that's the thing with Kurtley Arinsa. He doesn't just attack well, he also defends well. And we see he's always in that support run, or if he's not the man who's in support, he's the man who's passing to the man in support. And the first half flew by quickly. It certainly did. And also we have got there, I agree with your Box. We'll take it to them. Pick and go the way, says Nate in there. And also, has Sky Sports called yet? Or you remain independent broadcaster? I'll probably have to remain independent because I don't think Sky will want to hire me. Not anything to do with the commentary or anything along those lines. More because they always hire the ex-rugby players. That seems to be what you do as a broadcaster. You have to hire ex-players because they've got that experience. And I do not have that experience. I don't even have life experience, let alone rugby experience. And I think probably jinxing this, but I think England are about to see the pain, or that is a big statement. The new and better forwards are going to come on and the Boks are going to start to hurt them, says Gareth. Although when you look at that front row that they have got for themselves, you can certainly see why the pain would be brought. You've got Malcolm Marx also alongside him, Stephen Kitsoff, Thomas the Toy, man who was playing for South Africa A, now finds himself off the bench for the South African Springboks in this matchup. But Kurtley Arinsa, 74 metres made in his 5 carries. He scored a try. He's also beat a couple of defenders, but you've got Mako van Staden, Quacker Smith as another option, Hendrickse, Lebok, and Moody. Quite a young 3 for the back replacements. So I guess that will come down to when the best time is to bring on the less experienced players. And the Springboks, they have to get that right. Because if they get that wrong, you look at this, Ben Youngs has got about 10 times more caps than these 3 players for the South Africans combined. And then you've got Henry Slade, a lot of experience there. Jack Noel as well. England definitely have the advantage when it comes to the backs, I would say, in terms of that experience. And maybe, I don't know about skill, but there's certainly interesting matchups when we see them take place. As I think Lebok's kicking is going to be key for South Africa as well. But then you look at the forwards and you look at Malcolm Marx, Kitsoff, Toy, Van Staden, and Quacker Smith, impact players well and truly. And I'd say that Springboks advantage in the forwards, England advantage in the backs off the benches. It's going to be a tricky one. Decide how it's going to be ending in this one. And also, they've been a long time Falcons fan, but I really know why either. And also, we have got there, it's sad to see how Dotty, and there as well says Robert, yeah, we did hear the news of the passing a little bit earlier on in the day. Well, actually, it was only a couple hours ago, wasn't it? And thank you for the commentary, Hamish. Come on, guys, show some love and hit that like button. And, mate, you have more love and passion. They must give you the job. Go the Box, says Durban Nix. And also, we have got their motor neuron disease took Dotty away. And can you just show us the actual game? Unfortunately, due to licensing, if we show any match footage or audio, we get copyright struck and possibly sued. But more than likely, just copyright struck. And then we are unable to live stream for 3 months on YouTube. So that would give me a holiday till late February, around the time of Super Rugby starting. I would have nothing to do for all of the next 3 months. I would have no job, which would be unfortunate. And also, we get the high old joining. I'd still have my part-time building job, to be fair. And also, I don't think Pollard will start for the Boks in 2023. In all honesty, it's a tricky one because you need Pollard's kicking. So unless they give Lebok the start, I think you need Pollard in that starting lineup. Even if he's not the best choice in terms of form, you need his kicking. Because or else then I don't know who you go with as well. I build guitars as a hobby. Let's hear a quick tune, Kiwi lad, says Nick in there. I mean, I could do the South African national anthem again. I know that normally is something that our South African viewers enjoy. I don't know how to play God Save the King, though. Oops. There you go. Little quick jam. I'm tangled. There we go. We are out of it. I was like, oh boy. And I was like, yeah, I'm on about the supermarket and sounds suspiciously like Buckethead, says Fluffy. And then also, hi all, joining only now for the second half. Hoping it's a cracker, says Angie. And yeah, hopefully we do get to see a high-scoring second half. At the end of the day, both of these two sides have the potential of scoring quick tries. And why don't you two make a video of you two cooking some of that famous South Island blue cod? That could be an idea, although we'd probably butcher it, to be fair. But it's an idea. We'll have to put it on the list. We have got quite a list. And George actually wanted me to ask you guys on this live stream at halftime, theoretically, which is where we are. What videos would you like to see on the Kiwi Lads and also the Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel in the future? In terms of random ideas, us doing random stuff, do let me know. I will star them in the chat so that I can come back to them. But yeah, do let me know. What is something you would like to see us doing in the future that we haven't done yet? And also, never seen you even a tad pissed off telling people you can't stream to the copyright over 10,000 times. Surely it pisses you off, says Nazi Williams. Nah, it's all right. At the end of the day, like people who come in, it does seem weird, the concept of me talking about a game and not showing a game. So I can understand why they say, why don't you just show us what you're seeing rather than telling us about what you're seeing type thing. So I don't mind it. I guess some best party games, says Mark, and fish and chips and cooking, says Kirsten. And also, this is better than watching the game live. Thanks, Kiwi lad. And why can't you just stream the game if it says Fluffy? That's the one we've had many times in the past. And it's always interesting to see how people approach it because some of them are quite nice. They go, show the game, please. That's kind of a nice one. And then you get like people who just swear at you and say, why don't you show the game, and then just hurl insults, which actually makes me laugh more than the just show us the game once. And cooking out some eggs on the Kiwi Lads between Hamish and George. Could have an egg off. And like the video, guys, let's show our appreciation, says King. And you got to pay for the games on Prime in Europe, says Mr. Fantastic AJ. And do a line out, throw in for educational purposes, something we can send to Joe to Weber, says Cited in Guitar Hero Hamish, says Slow Finger, and also local dishes, says Kirsten. And there's one moment we will go through and we will star some of these ones. There we go. And there we go. Nailed it. In America, us broadcasters are not as patient as you, telling the fans the same thing about the rules over and over again in reference to broadcasting the game in any pole dancing places down in Waimate, mate. How about some of the footage in the farm or something? We could do some down on the farm stuff. Me and George could spend a day out on his farm, maybe. Something you guys might enjoy seeing. But yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button on the Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel. That is the link that I have just put in the chat there. And yeah, our goal was to get to 295 subscribers by the end of this live stream. We are currently 10 away. If you haven't already, be sure to click that link for the Kiwi Lads Entertainment. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you do enjoy the gaming side of things, we are doing a World 15 Rugby Challenge video relatively soon. So be sure to check that out. And also, it's €8 a month. And who do you think will win, Kiwi Lad? For me, either side by 5 or less was my original call. I think I'm still going to stick with that. England should have a comeback in them. Now, they might be leaving it a little bit late, but they should still have a comeback in them. But I think South Africa aren't done. And you should do a joint show with Nigel Owens on his farm, says Robert. And absolutely, bro, I think England will put up a fight, but it won't be enough, says David. And there as well, but it looks like the two sides just about making their way back out onto the field, ladies and gentlemen, for an exciting second half, which is just around the corner. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are doing the Dubai Sevens next week. We've also got the URC, I believe, tomorrow night that we will be covering. Cape Town Sevens 2 weeks' time, and do a how-to video for Rassi. Some education on his video making skills, says Cited. I know that would really annoy a lot of people. Some people might find it fun, but others might end up getting very angry at us, I should say. in there as well. But currently 14 points to 3 at the moment between these two sides. I don't know what's going to happen in the second half because, like I mentioned, England should fire back. I'd rather listen than watch one where they block out the middle of the screen but show the game. Says Kerman in there. And there'll be a few of those streams around. I think you can find quite a few of those on YouTube. Normally, all the ones that send or they say, check out the link in my description so you can view the game. And then you click the link and then you get a virus, which is not as fun as not having a virus, I guess you could say. But it will be South Africa who will be kicking off this second half, ladies and gentlemen, just about to make their way back out onto the field. Faf de Klerk. Whether or not he is kicking for the whole of the second half, it is still a wait and see. He's 50% at the moment, so not too bad. It's Robert, fantastic idea. Get Owens, co-common match, says Richard English. That'll be quite an interesting insight because at the end of the day, referees, like he'd be seeing different things than we probably see for matches as well. Damian Valimza. Looks like he's going to be kicking this one for the second half to get us underway. I'm picturing Eddie Jones throwing cheers at the players right now. It's a fun image, isn't it? He's got quite the Australian accent, hasn't he, Eddie Jones? So he's probably swearing too. I don't think, I know many Australians who don't have swear words in their vocabulary. Same with Kiwis. I feel like we just drop random swear words. Is Colby still out on injury? He is not, but due to his club contract, he's not actually allowed to play in this game because it is outside of the international window. So him, Cobus Reinach, Andre Esterhazen, Vincent Koch, and also Jasper Wiese are all out due to that same stipulation. South Island have some world-class gliding about trying an inductory flight in a glider. It's an idea. I'll cheer that one. Or not cheer that one, star that one. And also you run a sweepstate on the entertainment channel on how many swear words George can use in an hour. It's a lot. But that would be a fun sweepstake. He is certainly a potty mouth at times, George. But now the second half underway, taken nicely by Jamie George. Oh, is that a knock on? No, it's. I thought it was a knock on, but it was actually Kurtley Arinsa's head. So his headgear at the top is a white scrum cap. So I thought that was the ball bouncing out the side. And I hope Eddie Jones says something at halftime. Wake the Brits up in England 23, South Africa 28. And also I'm interested in Squidge Rugby next fits. Says Nate there, and the chairs are all screwed down in the changing rooms. Maybe that's why. Now Van Porfliet puts it down to the halfway line. Nicely taken by Damian Valimza. Looking to offload at Evan Roos. A little bit of extra pressure on him there, but he's been able to get back up and take that ball. Now Faf de Klerk fires it across Frans Maharba, almost falling over in that carry. Klerk now back into the pocket to Villy Leroux. So high. It looks like Marcus Oli Mapimpi looking to line this one up. Hasn't been able to take it. Jack Knowles on the field, though. So I should mention that England look like they've made a couple early changes. Actually, for Tommy Freeman. Hasn't had the best first half. Thanks for the anthem, brother. You rock, says Nick. No worries at all, mate. And also, I hope Eddie Jones can say something at halftime and fire them up. And I still believe Bok can bring home the bacon. Says Spider-Man How's it, Bok? Says Mick Brown there, too. All the balls available for South Africa. So they've actually managed to get themselves a turnover in the breakdown. They are now back into the pocket. Another drop kick attempt from Damian Valimza. He's got it over. It's another 3-pointer. New tactic. Oh, there's a bit of push and shove. Etzebeth and Maro Itoje have said some words together. Ellis Gens has ripped a man down to the ground. Franco Mostert needs to be careful here. And so does Evan Roos because he's a man who gets extremely fired up. Sometimes does some silly things. So they need to keep him calm. Okay, the referee's blowing his whistle again, and also we get that thing, so much good guitar scrum, and you rock with that guitar, and Aussie refs in favour for the box, says Nate. And where's your mum and dad this morning, Amish, says German. I believe they will still be asleep at this stage. 7:30 a.m. Might be getting a nice Sunday morning sleep in. Looks like Ellis Gens still getting his ear grabbed by Eben Etzebeth, but back into the pocket. Blue was because Eben Etzebeth was getting held by Maro Itoje that set it off initially. Damian Valimza, though, that's 2 drop kicks. He's been able to get over for himself here in this matchup and fully send it, Dialendi, says Nate. And also, let's go the box, says Nick in the chat as well. And also, how's Rua's been playing? I missed the first half. He's been all right. He's had 2 runs, I think, is all I can think of for Evan Roos. Other than that, he hasn't really had a huge amount. Okay, Angus Gardner saying he doesn't know what started that. But I believe it was Maro Itoje grabbing the leg of Eben Etzebeth bit of pushing and shoving from both sides, was the comment there from the TMO. Okay, 8 Green ran in. That's something I saw, says one of the touch referees. An Irish breakfast, Hamish. Says, come and pitch down. Come on, keep building them points. Right, what's the decision going to be here? Surely there's not going to be a penalty against Ivan Ruiz or anything here, is there? Owen. Referee calling Owen Farrell over. DK should be 17. And there's says Spider-Man, and also we have got there Mara and Itzbeth love each other, says T7. Okay, both captains saying, yep, we're not going to do any more push and shove. We're not going to have none of it. But then that's normally what they say. And then as soon as something happens, there's a bit more push and shove wilderness, says Mick Brown, and also the Emanetsbeth types. It's what's missing in the All Blacks like the old days, says David the Mod there. Yeah, they don't really have a fiery lock, do they? Like Brodie Retallick, I wouldn't really call him fiery. He's just a hard worker. Sam Whitelock, I can't imagine pushing anyone. Like I feel like Sam Whitelock, it's the type of guy to hold a door open when someone's 100 meters away and still let them walk through. That's a knock on from Marvin Ori, and they will be now going back for the initial one against Ori there. A little bit disappointing from that man, but it will be a scrum feed for England now, just outside of the 22. Good morning, says Running Stories. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. And George the Diamond. And there says Mick Brown. Yeah, Marvin Ori not taking it. And yes, real gentleman and no push and shove. But he didn't say no shove and push, says Sight at all. Looking outside of the box for that one. That's a lot of tattoos on the arms of Jack Noel. I don't think he's got a lot of space left. And no cape well, says Mick Brown. Just showing the South African lineup. I believe they haven't made any changes as of yet. 42.5 minutes through this contest, and it is still well and truly anyone's game. If South Africa do concede the next try, England will be well and truly in this contest. And come on, Fuff, rock that ball, says Roof Carter there. Right, it's going to be Jack Van Porflier about to put the ball in. I don't think Ben Young's. It's a free kick to South Africa. That's actually a very similar position on the field as what England were able to do in the first half when they won one against the feed. And I do apologise. England have actually made some subs. Luke Cowan, Dickey, he is on the field now. And I believe alongside that, they've got Will Stewart and Alice Genge as the front row replacements. Oh, no, sorry. I said that South Africa hadn't made the changes. Never mind. We're all good. I just pretty much cancelled myself out by cancelling myself out for something I didn't need to. Cancel myself out for. Nice run from Freddie Stewart. 35 metres out from the line. Van Porflier goes across to Alice Genge. Nice ball to Marcus Smith. Looking for the run up the middle. The fly up. Fuff de Klerk's face planted the ground. Now nice run from Alice Genge round the side. It's an advantage for England. Going short side. Van Porflier backing himself. Looks for the offload. He has been able to keep this ball alive. Johnny May goes to Tuolangi. Offload on the outside to Jack Noel. This is the best attack and play I think we've seen from England throughout this game so far. It becomes a rolling ball. Now it's going to be down on the ground if Ruiz tries to shut it down, and they will be going back for the penalty. And also England going soft, says Nate. And then Valimza are doing a Yanni de Beer. On the English, that'll sting them, says Tim Rogers. And also we have got there, how can any team lose a scrum against a feed? As always goes into the second row, says Robert. And also points to the England here, although those ones were free kicks are compared to losing the scrum, theoretically. I guess you could say. Marcus Smith might have hurt his knee in the process of that run. He doesn't look too happy at the moment. Howdy, brother, says Andy Mike. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Anyone who is, do be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have got the Dubai Sevens coming up relatively soon. Also alongside that, wow, Fuff de Klerk was going to clean a man up if he had got him. He had the angry man face on and he just absolutely missed. Poor man. He was flying. It's probably lucky he missed because that would have been around this height and that could have been the trouble zone. Same color as a snow cone, says Fluffy. There as well. It's funny, I actually had a slushy yesterday randomly. And it's currently it was 5 degrees and raining, but it seemed like a good day for it. And 10's ankle problem, says Richard there. And also we've got our Rinsa. Has to be the bomb. This game's still exploding down the wing. Yahoo, says Roof. And also got his angry wig on. And also Fuff did a super miss tackle in full flight, says Side. And it looks like 3-point attempt here for England. surprises me a little bit. Being 14 points down, still willing to take the 3 just to get those points on the board, I guess. Try and close that gap a little bit more, but this kick needs to go over from Farrell. He has already missed a couple today. This one cannot be one of those. Yep, he's got that one over, and that will now make the score 6 points to 17, 11 points difference between the two sides. Now, we've seen an 11-point difference between Wales and Australia, and we know how that game turned out. The underdog were able to get themselves the win. I do see now Stephen Kitsoff and Malcolm Marks both making their way onto the field. That's going to be for Oxnashare and Bongi Umbanambi. It looks like Marcus Smith back up to his feet, going to try and jog off that injury. You got a slushy when you picked up your KFC an hour away, right? No, it was actually a McDonald's slushy. George found a place that some of you guys would have heard of. It's called Night and Day, and it makes something called, it's Lake Chocatipu, which is pretty much just chocolate on top of chocolate on top of chocolate in terms of a chocolate milkshake, chocolate ice cream, everything. So he found that, so he wanted to go try it. So yeah, I got a slushy. Now, de Klerk tries to get over the ball. He's given away the penalty, though. He's off his feet. Oh, Johnny Hill didn't need to do that. He's reversed the penalty. Johnny Hill is a goose. And now Faf de Klerk, he laughs in his face, but he yanked him out. Johnny Hill apologizes to his teammate. Needs to grow a brain cell. It also how's it Mick in Maitland, Cape Town. And also nice work, says Nick, and you should be an official commentator, Kiwi lad. And also the bench a bit early. Yeah, they did decide they want to do it relatively early. But yeah, like he said, Angus Gardner, he said, I don't want anything off the whistle. He yanks Faf de Klerk out of there. And also great reversal, says RJJ. And also we've got there's Money Lebok. Now not quite. I do see that Quacker Smith is on the field, though. I haven't seen Lebok as of yet. Now Franco Mostert takes it nicely. Malcolm Marks at the back of the rolling maul. They'll be looking to get this one going forward. But Luke Cowan, Dickey, he's come right through the middle and he's done it legally. And now the ball is available for England. No, they've got it back. South Africa ripping it. Now Tom Curry's taking it back, but it's a penalty advantage to the Springboks. It's a weird breakdown. Hard one to referee. Cross kick from Billy LaRue. Now on the high ball, it's going to be missing. The commentator was winding up his Makazoli Mapimpi commentary, I should say. This is going to be a yellow card against England. This is not what they would have been wanting at this point in time. And also, they still sell 10-cent single cigarettes. I doubt it. And also, they wish Elon Musk show us rugby on Twitter. And Clark Smith on for who? Says Sim Slayer. So I believe that is on for, it's interesting. I believe he's actually on for Marvin Ori, and Mostert's now one of the locks. So they've switched it around a little bit because all three of the loose forwards are still on the field in Canterbury. And there, Rhonda Bosch, says Mick. And the chat as well. But now Ellis Genge, they are showing him a big man for the Bristol Bears. What's the recent transfer? He was at the Leicester Tigers, but he did make his way to the Bears, who were able to defeat South Africa A, although this game's looking like a whole different ballpark than that matchup that we did see between SAA and the Bristol Bears. The rolling maul's good. It's been taken down well by England, though. 5 metres out from their own line. Looks like it will be Quacker Smith, who does hit it at the line. He's been scoring a lot of tries off the bench recently. Damien Delindi drops the head. 2 metres short of the line now to Klerk. They'll be told to leave it. Geez, they almost didn't leave it, but that's going to be, is that Eben Etzebeth? I think it's been able to get himself the try. They're saying Mara Atoje could have found himself in the bin, but Eben Etzebeth, he might have hurt his hip in the process, but he scored the try. No, it's his leg. In fact, Eben Etzebeth, but he's a tough man. If his leg was broken, he'd still try and run on it just for fun. But that is the try. Eben Etzebeth's his 4th international try in over 100 games. What's happening with my devices this evening? Can't watch the game, says Pebbles. And also yellow card down to 14 in try time, says DJ. And also tickets to these games were noticeably expensive this autumn. Professional sport is an expensive pastime if you're a fan, says Jay. It's 2,000 and I mean the Bok, says Simp Slayer. And there as well. But now 50 minutes through, 22 points to 6. The Springboks. Oh, was he offside? They might have to check this one again here. They're checking to see if this one went back. Because there is a slight chance that de Klerk might have knocked it into Eben Etzebeth in front. No, it's all good. They've cleared it all. And now it's going to be kicked off again. But England's struggling here up against this pacey Box side, knock on against South Africa, and England have got themselves another scrum. And also we've got the Yago, the Boku beauty, and let's not worry for England. They were in this situation before. Then they come back. Perhaps they'll do it again, says Connor Cahill, although they are leaving it relatively late. And this time they've got the man disadvantage rather than the opposition having it. So I guess that's a little bit of a reversal of what it was last time when they did play the All Blacks. But Franco Mostert will be big game for him, because at the end of the day, that number 7 spot probably up for grabs a little bit with Peter Steph-Toy in and out with his injuries and also with his form. Does make it hard to predict who it's actually going to be. That does go into 7. And also number 8's a little bit of a question mark. Where's Leboki? Is still on the bench. They're waiting a little bit longer before they decide to bring him out. And also a kick for the 2. Says Simpslayer. I believe it was still de Klerk. I did actually miss that one, though. I think I was looking away for that one. But straight out in front, I think de Klerk took it. And also England won't come back from this. The gap between the top 2, France and England. Or in Ireland, sorry, says Brian. And go the box, says Sandra. Oh, it's unstable for the scrum, so it's going to be another reset. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a subscribe, I was about to say, but be sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like on this live stream. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel. It is our second channel where you can see rugby gaming over on there. Also, general sports gaming and some real life videos coming up very soon. Yeah, we have got the goal of trying to hit 295 subscribers on that channel by the end of the night. We are currently about 10 away. So if you haven't already, be sure to check out that Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel. And to me, that South Africa penalty, says Ritten, and we got the South Africa, says Renz, and I hope Eddie Jones ain't playing mind games by losing this match if the Boks win, says Simpslayer. And are they playing at Twickenham? They certainly are. 28 minutes left in the game. It's a penalty to the Boks. It's gone down to the front row. And England look like they are struggling up against the big men, Kitsoff, Marks, and also Frans Malaharba. Looks like Mako van Staden also going to be making his way out onto the field now. And also out the Bok from Kanjiban. Hopefully I said that correctly. And also this is not the real team Bok. They're working to get one for next year. Says Spider-Man, kick downfield. Referee said, let's do it. I'm not sure what he's doing, though. I had a feeling South Africa were going to thrash England after last week's performance. And also I'm enjoying what the Boks have started this tour. We started off the usual tactics against Ireland and started it a bit in a game we should have won against France and then started letting loose. The thing is, this letting loose tactic / tactical attack from the Springboks has been effective. We've seen it already. They haven't shown much of it throughout the autumn internationals. That smacked Damian Willemser in the face, and that's an obvious knock-on, unfortunately. He did hit his hand first. But the thing is, the box kicks, don't get me wrong, they work. When you put a team under pressure, you play that territory game. But we've found that the Springboks, at some stages throughout their last 10 matches, if we take it that far, they've forgotten how to really attack. And we saw it up against Italy, and we've seen it already in this game up against England. When they attack well, and they get points on the board. So I like the fact that they're willing to incorporate a little bit more of that attacking play. Like, when was the last time, other than this game and the Italian game, that we have seen South Africa inside of their 22, and rather than kicking it downfield, they have a running attack. And not only did they do that, they managed to get themselves a try off about an 80-meter run as well. Oh, going down on the far side, it was Frans Malaharba's side. The scrums are really a 50-50 bag at the moment. I think probably 75-25 in favour of South Africa. Have forgotten how to attack. They're scoring at least, says Tanya. Yeah, they are now getting a lot more points on the board because that has really helped them. Because, like, I think Arins has helped that as well. Because Makazole Mapimpi, world-class winger, touched the ball 3 times or so throughout the Rugby Championship. That's not even an over-exaggeration. He hardly had the ball, unfortunately. And it's just shown when they've given the ball to Arins how many tries can come from those wide channels of the field rather than just hitting it up with the forwards around the side of the breakdown. I think it's really a dynamic mix that the Springboks are finding currently. I only started to watch the game now. South Africa gave us something to look at, says Dal there. And AB's have an excellent coach. You funny. Says Fluffy, the ball available. Vunipola knocks it backwards. Van Porfia also has a little bit of a juggle there. Rough pass, but Johnny May has done well. Clean the ball up. going back initially actually for a knock-on against England. And now South Africa will have themselves the scrum feed and come on back, get another try when they're down to 14. Yeah, they've still got another 3 minutes left of that yellow card. And also we have got their Fozzers eating the crayons, says Fluffy. And is Eddie Jones coach today or Gareth Southgate? Had enough watching English, says Sheep Shearer. And then this one, it's Eddie Jones just, I think is the best way of describing it. And also box kicks need to be contestable, says Karma Peach. And that is something that they have been working on in the last little while as well. It seems like now with the option of Arendse, it seems it's a pretty good choice. Go to his side because he's going to chase at 110% and he's got good leap on that man. So he's going to be able to contest, make it hard for the opposition and have a chance of the Springboks getting that ball back rather than just kicking it way further down the park. And nothing bad I can say about my team in South Africa, Cape Town, my home 75 until September 78. My parents bought a place close to Bikini Beach. And also we have got their heck yeah, Chat Surf Foster. And also box turning up the pressure, says RJJ. As I have said before, the only time Eddie Jones win a World Cup is an assistant with South Africa. And hey, says Parikawa, welcome into the live stream. Hope you are doing very well currently. Just a bit of a stoppage here. It looks like it's going to be Billy Vunipola off the field, more than likely for Sam Simmons here as the replacement for the English. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are past the 20,000 mark. We have no idea what our next goal is. We didn't think we'd hit 10,000. We didn't think we'd hit 5. So now we're very unsure of where we're going next. But yeah, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ladies and gentlemen. Also, be sure to check out the chicken channel, the second channel, Kiwi Lads Entertainment. Be sure to hit subscribe on that one too. It's our slightly smaller channel, but we have got plenty of content coming out there on a weekly basis of the outsider rugby stuff. Also a little bit of rugby thrown in there as well. And also, Amos just joined in, says, Kevin, welcome in, mate. Has Pivak been coaching England for this game, says Hershey. No. If the scores were reversed and then they went on to lose this game, then it would have been Pivak because he gave up about a 20-point lead. Now, that was a knock-on from de Klerk. No, it's going to go back for the penalty instead at scrum time. And also, what's your score prediction? I said that this game will be decided by 5 points, but I haven't seen anything from England that says that it is going to be decided by 5 and not by about 20 this stage. Looks like Fuff de Klerk wants to kick this one for the touchline. Game starting at the 70-minute mark, says Sheep Sarah, and you won the Rugby Championship. Also, by the way, you're being harsh on Foster, says Connor Kale. Looks like they do want to take on the three-pointer here from far out South Africa. That's an interesting one because Tom Curry's still off the field. Kicking for the touchline, they might have had a little bit more of a chance of getting some points, but I guess Fuff de Klerk, he wants to get his kicking right before the end of the game, so he thinks this is a good opportunity. Fuff is going to try a long kick, and to be fair to him, he's actually better at the long kicks than the short kicks sometimes for de Klerk. So we've got 29 minutes left. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but the Bok bench, is they much stronger than England? Yeah, I would say that England's back replacements are better. Better is a strong word. I'd say actually we'll go stronger, just because saying they're better might be, like in 5 years' time, I think it's going to be those Bok guys, but for now, because they're so young, and the experience factor is in favour of England off the bench for the backs, I'd say that England's backs are going to be able to have an impact, whereas the South African forwards, we've already seen, they've done pretty well. Fuff de Klerk's got that kick over. So that's going to make the score 27 points to 6 now. South Africa feeling sorry for England, says Richard. And also we've got that supposed to be 27. There's some. And there as well, that is because the scoreboard has not updated yet. There we go. Has now just gone up. And also, I do know 15 points or more margin for South Africa will improve rankings, says Andreas. I believe something along those lines. They're currently 4th, and England are 5th, I believe. So it could be one that makes maybe South Africa go up 1 and England go down 1. I'm not too sure how close they are in that kind of bunch. I know that South Africa are on about 87 points, I think, on the rankings, whereas Ireland and France are on 90. So I don't think they can climb quite to that stage. And far from 53. And also we have got there at least one person I feel no sympathy for is that Mug Eddie Jones was nothing but a prima donna and a loudmouth when he was over here in the north. So here's Connor KL, not quite taken by Kurtley Arendse. Nicely cleaned up. Ebenezer Biff unable to hang on to that one. Johnny May keeps it alive, and it's going to be the advantage in favour of England. Now Ellis Genge running it hard at the forward replacements. Quagga Smith kicks off, and also Mako van Staden. Marks tried to get the turnover. There are numbers on the left-hand side. Johnny Hill went for the offload, didn't find it. Instead, Johnny May decides he has to pin the ears back and get smacked in that tackle from Ebenezer Biff. He's been told to leave it there, Arendse. And he has done just that. England have all of their men on the right-hand side, no one top side, which means the counter-attacking opportunity could be on for South Africa if they can get that turnover. But now Farrell, it's the ball high. Jack Noel chasing this one hard. Jesse Creel changing the line quite nicely. Counter-attack or counter-ruck from England. That looked like a knock-on from someone, was it? No, somehow it's just going to keep on bouncing around. England now with the ball in hand. Luke Cowan-Dickie hits it up. Maratoje joins him in that one. Manu Tuolangi tries to break his way through, but Makazole Mapimpi makes the tackle on him as well. I think Angus Gardner wants to check something here. Maybe a tackle attempt. Oh, and Farrell, two-man tackle. Nice work from the box. Now Smith goes back again. It's going to be the knock-on from Freddie Stewart. That extra pace in that South African line, just breaking their way forward. Now Willie LaRue goes off to Kurtley Arinsa with the short pass down the wing. He's got pace, and he's got a great step on him as well. He's going to be taken down, gets back up to his feet. Did he release? He did. On the offload, Tivalimza. I'm messing up a lot of my words at the moment, but it seems like the tempo of this game is even ramping up a little bit more than it already was. It's a Beth. It was low. They were going to give a penalty for something there. I believe it was for taking the man's knees out. Malcolm Marks, penalty to England, though, for not releasing. And also bad week for Lands. Oh, my birth. Wales, says Mick Brown. Makazole Mapimpi still refereeing from the touchline. That man knows every book in the, or every law in the law book. Don't know whether or not he knows them correctly, though. Okay, they want to check one on South African 18. Oh, no, they want to check on his actions. So this might be a penalty against him. Could be a hiding from the box, just like the World Cup 2019. And Mapimpi needs to shut up, says Connor Cahill. And then I told you a million times, South Africa the team to reckon with, says Spider-Meek. And also we get their Springboks summoning their World Cup spirit, says Stone Cold. And also come on the box, says DJ. And the chat as well. Right, they are going to be going upstairs to have a look at this one. So number 18 is Thomas du Toit. He's only just made his way out onto the field. 18, Green. Oh, that's a shoulder to the head of Luke Cowan-Dickie. I can understand why they're checking that one. You could say there's a little bit of an arm wrap, but not. No, that's a bit of a shoulder charge from certain angles. This might be, if they just said red card, this could be a game-changing moment, ladies and gentlemen. And like a commentary says, Alex, they appreciate you, mate. That's bad from Thomas du Toit. He's only just come out onto the field, replaced Frans Mahabara like 2 minutes ago. Oh, he's crunched the neck back as well. That's a real bad one for Luke Cowan-Dickie. Full speed. He's coming from far away. I think it's going to be a red card. He's on screen. That is the mistake they could not afford here, South Africa. And this is the chance for now the English to get back into the game, unless there's clear mitigation, no option for the referee. It's going to be a red card for Thomas du Toit. I mentioned how he was the one player who got called up from the South Africa A side that wasn't in the team in the past couple of weeks. Gets the red card. Not what he wanted. Not good coming off the bench. Exactly right. You get yourself probably a 1 on the rating scale for coming on the field. First play of the game, you decide to do a shoulder charge to the head of a player. And I think that's what the coach is saying here. He's going, what was the point of making that sub? And also we've got there, do not go after the referee, says Connor KO, and also we'll get there what? And also we'll get there lilac card, at least says Fluffy, and also not good coming off the bench. And another example of a team struggling after playing the AB, says Michael. Right, Slade's on the field. That is for Marcus Smith. Sam Simmons, another player who's already out there on the park. They haven't made the change with Ben Youngs yet. And Lebok, he has come on the field for Willie LaRue. So I believe Lebok will be 10. Valimza will slot back to fullback. And now a lot of the changes have been made. I believe the only one that hasn't been made now at this point is actually Youngs. And red card for what? Him on the shoulder. WTF his Spider-Meek. I don't know whether you were watching it or not, but he came in from a distance. Shoulder charge to the head. Don't get much easier than that for the referees, to be honest. And also, we have got there nothing wrong with that, really, says RJJ. And also, we got South Africa are pulling a Wales, England to score 3 tries now. And also, Sam Whitelock didn't bish about Alice Genji clash, says Nate, their worst time to get a red card. And that is a red card by the law, says Gareth. And there. Now, Fluff de Klerk going to be rolling this one back. 19 minutes left on the clock as Moody on Actually, no, that is a good point. He is the only player for the Springboks who isn't off. That one's almost stayed in the field of play. No, it's just gone into touch. And now England will... Oh, they've said it's hit the spider cam. What do you do then? I think this is going to be a scrum for South Africa because it's hit the spider cam. It's hit the spider cam. A scrum from back where it was kicked from. And I believe it's actually going to be... Is it a 5-metre scrum for England here? That's the law. If it hits the spider cam... No, sorry, it's a South African scrum. I was wondering why Mara Toje was so excited. But it's a scrum feed for South Africa from 5 metres out from their own line. And this game, bro, got me on the edge of the seat, and you're not the referee. You're in danger. Every single player is going to go to RJJ, and it was a red for sure. Players know, or should know by now, that they're off on a tackle like this, and players need to take responsibility where they put their head. Where was he supposed to put his head in that case, though? Because he was getting tackled. So he was tackled here, going down to the ground for the contact, and then it was straight into his neck and crunched it back. It's probably lucky that he didn't get any type of injury. Okay, Mapimpi off the field now for Cannon Moody. Here's the player out there. And also we have got their discipline box, says Morrison. Give the All Blacks a fighting chance for the World Cup. New Zealand need a great coach, not a mediocre one. We need Robinson. Who do you think Moody will replace? Mapimpi, if I had to guess, and he just did. Nailed it. Now, 18 minutes left. Springboks with the red card. They're going to be playing with 14 for the rest of this contest. And go South Africa, says a lot of Mighty. Hopefully I've said that correctly. It's going to be available, is it? Off the back, Quagga Smith tries to break through, and also Wall. Like to see Eddie Jones' face now, says Mark Steele. To be fair, it's kind of, penalty to England. Will be happy now. 5 metres out for the line. This is a good opportunity for Spider Cam is playing for England. And then Wayne Taylor, Ian is excellent. You're just ungrateful. And there says, and it was Sim Slayer. And also we have got their 3 tries down, says Nate. And Owen Farrell kicks it for the corner. Question. Do I want to? Yeah. Okay, I will. If England win from here, do you think, or if England lose from here, do you think anyone on social media from England or South Africa or anywhere in the world is going to blame the spider cam? Do let me know, because I feel like someone's going to make that comment on social media. Someone's going to say, if the spider cam didn't cost us the game, we would have won it. Now, the rolling maul for England. 5 metres out from the line with Luke Cowan-Dickey. Evan Etzebeth trying to get his hands on the shirt, and he's just managed to do so. It's dragged down. Brilliant defence. No, it's not. It's going to be actually the penalty. Advantage, anyway, in favour of the English. Down the short side, Van Poorfleet throws himself at the line. Just short. England once again. Round the side check. No, that wasn't the option. There was no gap there. He's going to be held up. Oh, Sia Khaleesi's holding that ball in. That's cynical. No. They've said that he had just enough time to be able to release it. And also can't be done all over, says James, and Erasmus will says come. Now 5 metres out. Short ball there. Tom Curry gets close. Now out wide. England have the numbers. Now nice ball. Great defence from Kurtley Arunsus. Try, save and tackle right there. Now Manu Tuolangi consider going around the side himself. Still under the advantage. Luke Cowan-Dickey tackled by Quagga Smith and Etzebeth. Still got the advantage. Mara Toje. Quick hands. Henry Slade. The ball's gone free. And down what caused the red card. It was the shoulder of Thomas Detoy to the head of Luke Cowan-Dickey. So he came in with force from quite far back and did end up cleaning him up. So yeah, unfortunately did end up with the red card there. And it has meant that England have got the man advantage. Owen Farrell literally jogged to that one to then kick it into touch. And GG England is all over. See a space bar there. And also with England down to 14, with the Springboks down to 14 men, England have every chance of a comeback and win. Says Alfasal. I mean, we saw what they did up against New Zealand in the later stages of a game. This game's slightly different. I think there's more points difference, maybe by a little bit, but they've all got a chance. They've stolen it at scrum time, line out time there for South Africa. Now Mani Lebok, the wide cutout pass. Arunsa takes it nicely. He's got the space and he kicks it way down the park. There's some space there. Freddie Stewart is back waiting for it. I think Khaleesi can make the All Blacks. Says Nazi Williams. It'd be interesting to see if he was the number 6 for the Southern Hemisphere Lions, if that was ever a side that they did end up having. And I think he almost would be, to be honest. I think you'd go him, Artie Savia as your 8, and then you'd probably have Hooper as 7 if he was available. Something like that. Have the 3 skippers as your loose forward trio. The ball's still available for England, sitting 22 metres out from the Springboks line. Mara Toje, nice little pop pass up. Like Cowan Dickey, another carry from him. Van Porflet goes back to Jack Noel. Tries to break through one, but Siakalisi and Kitsoff have both got him. They've been told to move. Malcolm Marks wants it. He wins the penalty. Okay, so they were told to move. They must have both just narrowly got out of there. And then Malcolm Marks over the ball. And also Thomas the Tank taking the tank taking his tank personally. Way too serious as well. Man's got a red card, says Simp. And also, what's the spotted cam? This is the first time hearing about it. Pretty much it is a camera that is on 8 wires. So pretty much the reason it's on 8 is so that it can move pretty much anywhere around the ground. You just got to create the angle. So anytime you see a shot like this one of behind the Springboks when it was kicked into touch, that is because there's on the spider cam. It's got kind of a camera that just floats around a little bit. It's kind of, the best way of describing it is it's a drone on wires, I guess. And also we have got there is 21 points to go, 2 draws, 2 weeks. No way, says Henry, or Robert Henry in there. And also, can Kane make the All Blacks? That's a great question. Probably not really, to be honest. Papali'i's probably got to have that spot, doesn't in future games. Now, nicely taken by Eben Etzebeth. They've said it's a sack. So now if they can keep this ball in there, it's going to be the scrum feed. Wait. Okay, it's a sack, it's a tackle, it's a scrum feed for the South Africans. And does it have a pilot? It must be smaller than Fuff, says Robert. So pretty much it's all done from, I think it's a nunchuck that you can kind of use to move it around. And all people resign if they suck at their job. Nah, not Fozzie. And also Springboks must slow the game down and keep possession. And who got the penalty? The Bok or England. So the penalty for that one before went to South Africa. And now they've got themselves a scrum feed. I think Wales will be better next year. It's hard to say with Wales because we don't even know if they'll have the same coach next year as they have for this year. At the moment, we've seen a little bit more time, an extra minute inside of the Springboks 22, for inside of the English 22 for the Springboks. That's gone down in the front row. And with all the cameras around the ref, still get it sometimes wrong. Says it was running stories. And also either Malcolm the Superman, says Henny Low, and also statement game for the Box. I think Wales, I read that one, and Young on for Jack. So yeah, probably leaving it a little bit late to bring Ben Youngs on, I'd say. They probably need him on at around that 55 to 60 minutes. Wales can have Foster. Spider cams can be found in air conditioning vents in motel rooms, says Fluffy. Scrum feed once again. 40 metres out from their line, I should mention, for the Springboks here. So still probably decent position on the field to go for a set play. And how much time left? We've currently got another 11 minutes left on the clock now. And welcome in, Marco Vanapola as well. I think if you have messaged earlier, I didn't see it that I can think of. Oh, I might have read one, did I? Earlier on, but yeah, you were on the field, so now you've hopped on your phone on the touchline. Nice work from Freddie Stewart to get that ball in the field of play. They're going back for the initial penalty to the Springboks. Jesse Creel, very happy with that one. I've never realised this, but Jesse Creel's chin almost sticks out further than his nose. Something to look at. It's quite an angle. Also, more drop kick, says Devin. Yeah, they've gone for 2 in this game, which is something that probably threw England off a little bit. They wouldn't have been expecting that for this matchup. And also, come on, Bok, get the try, please, says Simslayer. Yeah, if they can score against an English side that has a man advantage, be pretty massive for them. When you think the Super Rugby will go back, will go back to how it was all those years ago, probably a long time. I don't think South Africa are coming back down south for a little while, unfortunately. And I don't even know if Australia are going to be in the competition in a couple years' time. And is it still 6-27? It is indeed. Franco Mostert, it looks like he's got a bit of blood under the eye by the looks of it. And the ref basically asked England front row to not be bad in the scrums, he's cited. And also we've got their chin and their nose, says Robert, for so does Mr. Punches. And who done the drop kicks for South Africa? It was Damien Willemse both times. England can't break. It's losing curse streak against the Bok. So Sad, says Wayne there. Although maybe they're just saving it. I know that statement is one that's an interesting one, but you never know. Maybe, maybe they're just waiting for the big match to redeem themselves. You never know. Rugby's a weird game. Spot a cam for above views, 4 passes and onside. Spot a mix says Nate there, and 2 drop kicks for him. Now the cross kick. Jack Noel takes it nicely, trying to find his way on the inside. Missed tackle from Jesse Creel, flying down the wing now for England. Looking to link up on the inside. Noel's still going, but he's tackled by Mostert. I've got a new member on the channel, or a returning member, Kevin there. Thank you very much, mate. But in that membership button now, Owen Farrell ball on the outside. This has to be try time for England. That was a rough pass. De Klerk was just waiting for, he's hurt himself. No, he hasn't. Or has he? I don't know if he's hurt himself or the boots come off. I think he's hurt. Yeah, he's hurt himself, Fuff de Klerk. I couldn't tell. I thought that maybe it was initially the boot had come off. That's a rough one. It's going back for the penalty, and good defence, South Africa. And rucking, no matter how much South Africa fans are motivated, only the players bring real heartwarm. Says Dal there, and also we have got there the best 2 sides in rugby are still the Boks and the All Blacks. Says Henny, and now Owen Farrell straight up the middle of the field. 5 metres out. Quick ball from Youngs. Henry Slade, ball on the inside, scores a try, and that will be England's first try of the contest. It's taken till 71 minutes, but they've been able to do it. They look like they've really hit the fast forward button. I hope Fuff de Klerk's all right. I think he had some sort of ankle injury there. England having become pure bad, says James. Although the cross kick initiative from England trying a little bit of unorthodoxness for themselves. And 71 minutes, says Nate. And so far the refs can rest. No tweets from Rassi, but I can't promise anything. It's not the final score yet, says Keith there. And also we have got about the good defence from South Africa. Yeah, that one there, it just seemed like there was just that little gap. And I think it was the fact that England took the quick tab. It caught South Africa a little bit off guard. No full Ireland ranked world number 1, says James. And also so glad to see so many teams can win the World Cup, says Morris. And England men and women rolling maul can make them lose. If they run the ball, who knows? Our Black Ferns run it and won. And I don't know until the fat lady sings. And also we have got the Jesse Creel comment, classic, says Nick there. It's going to be a kicking opportunity now for England. Okay, they're going to have a water break later, by the sounds of it. So that kick has gone over. 13 points to 27. 2 converted tries gets England back into this game. Told you the game starts at 70 minutes. You did indeed. And very unsporting when a player is injured, says RJJ. What, is in to continue? No, like he was injured, I think, afterwards, wasn't he? Was it in the next play that he got injured? I think it was. And I will show you where I've made my home while preparing to bring justice. Then I will break you, Ewan Tomato, says Jonathan Staley. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And also Nick Minute 27-27, says Fluffy. And also if I've got an ankle injury, I think he is out of the game, says Cited. So yeah, they will end up bringing in Jaden Hendrickson for another opportunity. But yeah, he is still down, Fuff de Klerk. It was when he rushed up. I ended up rolling the ankle, I should say. But yeah, he was waiting there. Oh, it might have got stood on by Will Stewart. Yeah, no, that would have hurt. That would have hurt quite badly. Oh, no, I think it actually just got kicked almost as he was on the ground, just a little slap of it. And it would have gone a bit twisted. And also, we'll see who is number 1 next year. Final between the Boks and the All Blacks, says Any Low. And also, as usual, great commentary game. Says, thank you very much. Hugely appreciate it. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road, I guess, to 30,000 now, which sounds very strange to say because that is a huge number. Even 20's massive. And I have no idea how we got here. But yeah, if you do enjoy the videos, enjoy the live streams, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel. It is our second channel. We've got a bit of a stoppage here with an injury while de Klerk is taken off the field. Be sure to check out that link to the Kiwi Lads Entertainment. You will see more of me, more of George, more of the random entertainment videos that we have got planned, whether that's gaming. We've got a World 15 rugby video coming out in the next few weeks. We've got a Wii Sports video, all sorts of weirdness, also some real life thrown in there as well. So be sure, if you do enjoy me, I guess, and my weirdness, be sure to check out that channel because you will see plenty more of it and maybe a bit of swearing in the process. And South Africa is not AB's to get up for a draw. AB's exposed Eddie Jones' tactic number at the breakdown out-muscled England, and Springbok coach face some tough questioning, says Running Stories. Only if England fire back with a couple more tries here. If this was the end score, I feel like it wouldn't be too bad. South Africa score again, it would be very close to that 32-12. Oh, Dion Fourie looks like he's taking Khaleesi off the field for an HIA. And Khaleesi's going, I don't want to leave. I like it out here. And Dion Fourier's going, I don't make the rules. I'm just the water boy. Please come off the field. We don't need to make a scene. He's going, I don't need help, but I'll stagger over here a little bit. See Khaleesi going to be going off. I believe they will have to bring on a player who they've already taken off here. More than likely. No worries about the weirdness, brother. And also we go there. And the chat, go the box, says Ethan, and also Chief Racing is in the chat as well. Hope you are doing very well. All Blacks are rubbish. Book early flight home come World Cup. Says Michael in there. We might be able to get a bundle deal with us and the Aussies, maybe. Sorry, I know you're an Australian supporter. That's why I said it. I don't mean it. Don't feel hurt. Also, Bok went double up at the breakdown. England getting smashed at the breakdown, says Nate. And England are still in it, says Steve. They certainly are right. It looks like now Evan Ruiz is about to make his way back out onto the field. Dion Fourie, top guy, says JJ, and I'm fine. The unicorns look beautiful, and also we need that 3-Bok or a try. So, yeah, de Klerk's ankle looks like it's done. So he will be coming off the field. That is for Jaden Hendrickse, who has now made his way out onto the park. And Dr. Fourie on the field, says cited there. And also, we're going to how many minutes to go? Only 8. But it is 8 minutes that South Africa will still be one man down. And also, take your time, Sia Khaleesi, World Cup champion, says Nate. So, yeah, Sia Khaleesi, he's going off for an HIA. He doesn't look in any hurry to come back out onto the field, though. So, I would say he's either concussed or he knows that Evan Ruiz will have a bit left in the tank for the final moments of the game. Just rejoined. So, he's given there. So, yeah, you will have access to those exclusive emojis once again. So, I think Fluff would do better kicking a pair of ladies' high heels or stilettos. What do you think, Hamish? Or they might dig into the ground a little bit in the grass, won't they? That's a kicking video idea. Trying to kick in high heels or gumboots. Maybe kicking in gumboots. The classic Kiwi way. Now, nice run from Jack Noel. And probably concussed, says Cornelius. Yeah, because I don't even think he realized he took a head knock, which is normally the sign of being concussed. Sam Simmons, ball on the outside to Johnny May. Has to cut back inwards. Currently only 25 metres out from their own line. Cooper jealous. Says James in there. 7 minutes now left on the clock. Going back into the pocket. Farrell goes to Tuolangi. Tries to step. Risky. Very risky from England. It's a knock on and only 10 metres out from their own line now. South Africa will have themselves another attacking opportunity. Last guy, please. Or last try, please, says Easton. And a second half, 73. Means 7 minutes left. Says the running stories. And also we have got there, where did anyone mention high heels, Hamish? Says Robert, it was from earlier on from Ruth, who said about the high heels or kicking in stilettos. And I was like, you need a break, mate, says Robert. I can show you this one. There it is. It's right there. High heels. That's right there. I'm not going crazy, I swear. If I was, you'd probably already, well, no, you do already know. So that's all right. And who do you think got man of the match? I would say Arunsa to an extent, although we haven't really seen him too much in the second half. So if he scores now, I'd say Arunsa. And also the Bok by the 22 area of England, says Simp. They are indeed. So 10 metres out from the English line. Springboks now have another attacking opportunity. And okay, thanks, says Robert. And there, and also we have got the I'm Irish, live in London, says James. And played in the gummies for the foot drop, says Fluffy. Did indeed. Back in the old days, and it's Mostert, says Dominic. Oh, did Mostert get man of the match? Probably fair enough. He's had a big game as well. Thanks for the good commentary, says Alex. And Aussie 54-4 against the Black Ferns. I believe that is from Michael in there as well. Yeah, very humble defeat. For the Kiwis, I guess you could say. Humble in defeat and also humble in victory, of course, for the Australians. And that one, as we can see. And Valimza was amazing tonight. Says cited in the ref man of the match. Says running stories. I don't think so. I feel like the referee, he's had an all right game overall. Like, no matter what happens in any game of rugby, the referees are going to be questioned. But I would say in this game, it hasn't been too bad. All right, longest 7 minutes in history. And also we have got there, James, we all know handicaps in life, says Henny. And also we have got there, yeah, they certainly are. Cooper Cronk, but still reckon it was a forward pass. He's in front of the ball. And also England have been bad, says Hershey. And there as well. And also come in the box, put England away. Here's Angela here. One last attacking opportunity. We could see 32-13 as the score of this game. I don't want stuffing around is the comment from the Australian referee. He's having none of it. Right, Luke Cowan, Dickie Will Stewart, and Alice Genge in the front row. And so who are you supporting in this game? I mean, I just wanted to see a good game of rugby. I feel like we've had that relatively, you'd have to say. We've seen some good attacking play from both sides. A few interesting moments. You know, the drop kicking tactic was one that we haven't seen. And ref's been honest. And this is RJJ. And also, what country do you... Wait, didn't you disagree with his red card, RJJ, like 20 minutes ago? And also, seemed fair refereeing to me, says Mick Brown. And also, I love a good punch up and grabbing at shirts like a Western Saloon bar fight. If it was a forward pass, your own team, or is a forward pass if your own teammate are in front of the ball carrier? Is it a forward pass if your own teammate is in front of the ball carrier? That's a brain twister. The sounds of it, this doesn't look too good for England here. Looks like there's a relatively serious injury, maybe for Luke Cowan Dickie, or it might have actually been Will Stewart who stayed down. And also, what country did the sport? Well, I'm from New Zealand, so it should be in New Zealand, but I'm normally pretty impartial on these ones, and I enjoy this channel, says Angela. So yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You don't sugarcoat. I like that. Harry says Dull, and great call. Harry says David the Mod. And there as well. And also, will there be an incoming tour for South Africa or not, since it's the World Cup? So I don't know if the Rugby Championship takes place beforehand. I believe it does. I think we get some of the Rugby Championship, but we also have a warm-up game between the Springboks and the All Blacks taking place at this very ground, Twickenham, before the World Cup, about a week before. Didn't you say that South Africa is your second team, Irish, says Oliver? I mean, I would say I probably watch South African rugby the most as my second side, just because I watch the URC sides, the Curry Cup and everything along those lines. So I probably cover their competitions the most overall. And also, I enjoy this channel. How much time's left? We have got another 4 minutes left. It looks like Will Stewart has hurt his arm in this one in a minute. I should support the Southern Hemisphere side, says Skipper Cronk. And what dates exactly? Says Cornelius Ruz. I know that they've said the date as well. I know that it's 1 week before the World Cup. So I believe in about September or so, we do get to see it. You've done an awesome job commentating again. Thanks, buddy. It was nice listening, says Freddie. And the other Rugby Championship will take place before the World Cup. Okay, so we will see the Rugby Championship. We'll also see the Six Nations. That is going to be coming around just in a couple months' time, or 3 months' time, I think, somewhere around there. In fact, actually, no, 2 months' time. This year's flown by. We are almost in 2023, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't know where 2022 went. I think we sat here for 90% of it doing streams and editing. And that's right. I could put up with a couple of mistakes, not when it looks like match fixing, says RJJ. And also, what country do you think going to win the Football World Cup? I think Spain's looking decent at the moment. To be honest, they're the only side that had like a comfortable win in their first game, but have they played their second game yet? Not too sure. Now kicked them behind. Hendricks. It's well cleaned up. Goal line dropout now. Nice work from Sam Simmons and our Island not being picked up for forward passes. And also we have got All Blacks versus Springboks 1 week before World Cup, not wise. Yeah, it seems like a tough game to chuck them both in. Who do you got for the Six Nations? I think France got a good chance. I think Italy are going to win more than the game. Or I think they're going to win at least one game. It feels like the other day we won the World Cup. Then COVID hit. Says Tanya, that's going to be a penalty now to England for the players losing their footing. England pretty much need to just go here because they need 2 converted tries in 3 minutes, try and get themselves a draw in this contest. And 4 minutes, come on the block, says Durban there. And also we have got Argentina to win the FIFA World Cup. It'd be a good comeback after that first loss to Saudi Arabia, but they've still got potential. And always a handicap set on South Africa, so Palms not thrashed. And also we have got there, and it's yet from Brian Dupree. I assume that is something along the lines of don't mention soccer, we're watching rugby from Brian, something along those lines. Of course, could say, though, the biggest sporting event happening at the moment, which is the Football World Cup. And also we have there, what's that English player's name? Luke Cowan Dickie is the name. So Cowan, like Jimmy Cowan for the Highlanders, and Dickie, like Dickie. I don't know where Dickie would come from. And didn't you see Brazil? And there says Robert, do they have a good one too, Brazil? I think I missed their game. And also update score on time, says Leon. Yeah, we're only 77, aren't we? There we go. It's up to 76. Hamish freestyle in France. Got a good chance. Oh, bit of rhyming and great rugby commentary here from the Kiwi lads without the rest of his team. Well done. Says running stories there. It's not straight from England, so that was the opportunity that they needed for South Africa to be able to possibly close it out. And what's taken so long on the field, says Byron. Yeah, it seems like there have been a few stoppages throughout this game, or ones that have used up a bit of time on the clock. I think scrums have been the real draining factor of this game in terms of the time, but at the end of the day, these two sides seemed like they needed a little bit of assistance trying to work out how each side were set up. And also, FIFA is so corrupt, rugby is better. And Lick Cow Dicky says RJJ, and too many nil-all scores, says Cooper Cron, but Kurtley Arendse getting well and truly plenty of support from his teammates while he is off the side of the field. At the end of the day, he's had another brilliant performance. England's going to lose. I want Hull or want, okay, once again, I know one of those words, overall, but Brian doesn't like England, I think, is the best summary of that statement as well. I'm like a translator of Afrikaans. That's gone up. Too much movement in the front row. That will use up another minute on the clock. And by the time this one has gone down, I would say South Africa will need one phase and then they'll be able to kick this ball into touch at the end of this game. Unless they want to have one last attack. We do see Kanamudi now out there on the field. I thought he was out there earlier, but I think he's actually only just been brought onto the field now, was he? Because I know that Makazole Mapimpi, I thought, went off. But maybe that was for someone else. And kick that time, Amish. Adios, amigo. Says Spider-Mick, and also we'll get there. Why don't New Zealand just play or just pay FIFA to play the World Cup? Save a lot of stuff in around. Oh, I'm sure it's a lot of money, though. Like, Kiwis, we're too busy putting money in other directions. And also we have got there, Take Football, Off the Screens Rugby is top, says Roof. And Attack Boys, says Jack. And bro, I love you, Afrikaans, says Brian de Prea. That's going to be the advantage to South Africa now. Hendrickse goes off to Damien Dialende. They've still got time on the clock. Manny Lebok breaking the line. Ball on the outside to Damien Valinza. The two Stormers players linking up. That was a rough pass. And I think it was a knock on. They will be a little bit further forward than the advantage would have allowed. So I think there's still enough time for one last crack in this one. And also we've got the year. And conveniently, I didn't show the best angle. And also we have got there, how did England get wrecked by the Springboks? Mapimpi went off to El Maharba. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you for that, Donovan. So Arunsa must have been the replacement for Moody, who got like 2 minutes at the end of the game. I think England had a tough game last weekend. That was too much for England, says Steed. And also we have got there one more try, says DJ. It looks like they're celebrating it. England will have the last attack and play of the game. Anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel. It is our second channel. We were on the road to around the 300. I think our goal by the end of the live stream was 295. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button over on that channel. It is currently on 292. So we are only 3 away. Now, firing it back across Youngs. Goes one more. Little bit of roughness there from the English trying to link up. Now another offload. They're getting forced further back towards their 22. Good job on the commentary, says Palmer Rugby. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated there. And also we've got there, Whoop South Africa, says Lolita. And also I'll put money on it. Box and the All Blacks in the final next year. Now driving forward once again nicely here. Oh, that was almost a tip tackle on Jaden Hendrickse. Tom Curry's done well to hang on to that ball because he almost put it down. We're currently 81 minutes through this game, and both sides don't want the game to end. Going to keep on attacking. Jack Noel on the 22. South Africa looking to win the penalty, and they do. Right. Now they can take the 3 and make it 30 points to 13, or they can go for the corner and go for one last attack. At the end of the day, no, Jesse Creel, get out of it. Get out of it. Go back out to your wing and shush. Because he wants them to take the 3. South Africa, the forwards will be saying, go for the corner. Let's get one more over them. Why not? Just a penalty. I really hope Jesse Creel doesn't get an impact on the decision here. And thanks for the call, Amish says, opportune moments. And just subscribe now, says Freddie, hugely appreciated, mate. And also keep it up, buddy, says Steve there. They're kicking for the corner. Jesse Creel has been told to not, you don't get to make the decisions. Go for the corner, Marnie. Don't let the referee sway you. They're going over for the penalty. Great commentary, thank you. Go for the corner, brothers, says Marco, and that's exactly what they are doing now. They're going for touch. Mani Lebok. And I put this ball out. Kicks. Oh, no, he's kicked it dead. Or has he? Yes, he has. Oh, that's the end of the game. That's a big mistake from Mani Lebok. unfortunately, rather than getting a 5-meter line out, he's just put it dead. He kicked it dead, says Vic Mars. Not what he would have wanted, but at least they can say they went for it. Could have taken the 3, says Sider. Well, they could have if they knew Marnie Lebok was going to shank it like that. A nice win in the box, an anticlimax, says Farmer. Definitely. But the Springboks victorious over England, 27 points to 13, getting themselves a win to close out their Northern Hemisphere tour with 2 wins in a row. And that's going to be nicely done. Come on, Money, WGF man, says Simslay. And also, when is our Rugby World Cup? I mean the month, says Darren. I'll have a quick look. I think it's October, though, that it does take place, but I just want to confirm that it's not late in September as well. Because that's the thing. It's going to be a rugby championship that almost overlaps a little bit, I think. And also, cheers, Hamish, the Kiwi lad, says Native. Thanks, Hamish, says Russell. And there's no worries at all, mate. A good game box. Not bottlers like the All Blacks, says Michael. And there as well. But yeah, the World Cup, not too far away at the moment. And also, we have got there, a win is a win is a win, says Side, and a shame to win, says Brian Dupree. And also, I like to believe he did it on purpose, says RJJ. Maybe not, though. 286 days till the end of, or till the start of the Rugby World Cup, I should say. And also, thanks for the great evening. Keep up the good commentary, says Steve there. And also, have a good one. Everyone stay safe. See you all again, says Freddie. And also, man, the anxiety this match caused me. There's still a decent chance we will defend the World Cup. And also, Bok will come in, or are coming for all of you, says Durban. And also, we have got there. I have a good one. Everyone stay safe. And also, screw you, Eddie Jones. Says MQ2 there as well. Right, the World Cup, I am just quickly saying. Okay, so it starts on the 9th of September. So unless they have an early rugby championship, I would assume that the rugby championship would not be taking place, would it? And also, thanks, mate, says Josh Pike. And then also check your Insta, says Rugby Itch. And also, we get there. Thanks, Hamish, says RJJ. And also, well done on the box. Thanks for the great commentary, Hamish, says Oliver. And also, subscribe, brother. Let's get Kiwi Gut to his target in there. So, yeah, anyone who hasn't already, be sure to check out their Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel. Have a good day, Hamish. Says Connor Gale there. And Hamish, have an awesome day and brilliant commentary, says Sasha Pay. And the chat as well. But we might look through some stats to do with this match before we get to the end of it. I know that there will be some interesting ones for this match. We'll quickly go like this and like this. I did get a message about a post-match review, so I should probably do that as well. Go like that. And also, thanks, Bud. Good morning. Get some sleep, says Durban. And also, we've got the awesome commentary. Kiwi Lads, you're rock, Hamish. Thanks. Happy Bok fans. And also, it will be one round of matches, says Absol. And also, remember the 9th of September. And also, we lost, but this last hour has been a hoot. Thanks, Hamish. Good job. And France will be in the final next year. And also, what team can win FIFA World Cup? Any favourites? I mean, Spain and Brazil, I think, are my two that I think are going very well at the moment. Only because someone said earlier on Brazil did all right, so I just went with them. But Spain, I think they've done all right. Have you ever tried commentating horse racing? I would like to. I feel like it would be one of those ones that could easily find myself watching a few horses running around a track. And if we did that, I would like to be able to get the licensing to be able to actually show the race. So it's not just me going, here he comes, around the ring, and rather than that, actually be able to say, like, this is what's happening because you can see the horse there. So maybe we're to try and partner up with a betting company, something. And Hasta la vista, says it was James there. Needed 2 more points to jump New Zealand in the rankings, says LB. Oh, so very close heading into the internationals a little bit further down the line, perhaps. But we'll get some stats for this matchup. I guess the question is who has the most reliable stats in the world. And also, thank you, Hamish. Enjoyed it. It's always nice to hear others on the chat too, says Mick Brown in the chat as well. But yeah, anyone who's new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Entertainment. That is our other channel. And we have almost brought up to 300 subscribers on the great commentary, mate. Next time, I can start with the second half of our national anthem, says Ernest. Unfortunately, I still don't know the second half of the national anthem. I'm getting there slowly, very slowly. I hope you are the new box supporter, says Jacques. I mean, I've been watching them for a few years. I've been doing quite a bit of the commentary on the channel. We've been doing the Curry Cup. We've been doing all sorts on the channel. So I guess, I don't know whether or not I'd say, to be fair, I don't even know if I call myself a proper All Blacks supporter, even though I'm from New Zealand. So I feel like it's one of those ones that I don't mind them. How about that? We'll say we don't mind watching the Springboks play. But what we will do, ladies and gentlemen, while we are looking through some of these analytics, we have actually got a guest. I do see that does, or is actually below me at the moment. That sounds really bad. But he's not down here. Well, he's down here, but he's not down here. His face is, I'm just going to add him because or else I'm going to dig myself. Oh, hello, mate. What you doing down there?
What about, mate?
You're down there, weren't you? How you going?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing very well. What an intro to give you, eh?
Yeah, that was a brilliant intro indeed. But yeah, what a game that was, by the way. From a box standpoint, I mean, they really did play well. Yeah, they were just they were everywhere. And that curly Lorenzo try, like that little sidestep, like he just sold Marcus Smith. I was like, ooh. It was a bit nasty, but overall a brilliant performance from the box, and yeah, just leaves a bit of question marks, I'd say, for Eddie Jones itself as well. So you know, he's lost two games in his eliminations, guys. I mean, Argentina and South Africa. So yeah, we'll see. You know, I may do a video later on, maybe kind of distract, maybe thinking about maybe if he should be the man in charge for the World Cup or not. We'll see.
Okay. Well, here's a counter question for you. You mentioned the two losses. Springboks, 2 losses of their tour. Are you sacking their coach also?
No, because these two losses are against Ireland and France, and those can go either way, in my opinion. But also, you have to remember that the Boks also have a lot of injuries going into the Nations even before that, with Pollard and Lekanu. I'm out. I mean, this game, like, I'll be in all honesty, guys. I thought this would be a much closer game because I thought obviously the Boks didn't have as many players as they normally do, with the likes of Chelsea and Kobe not available, of course, going back to France. I mean, Este's in as well. I mean, they didn't have like Jasper Visas. I mean, they didn't have a list of players available for this game. So, yeah, for the Boks to win, I'm just more than happy, really. Really grateful. Yeah.
So, yeah, closing out with 2 wins. Good way to close it for the November internationals. And I guess now we look forward to 286 days' time when the All Blacks play France in the opening game of the Rugby World Cup 2023. Exactly. And what could be the closest Rugby World Cup we have had till date? Because there are so many sides. Like, I know Pool C is a lottery at this stage of whether it is going to be Australia, Wales, maybe Fiji, Georgia and Portugal also find themselves in that group. So could go to anyone really in that one. It's going to be fun to watch. Pete, it's said thanks so much. So good to listen to an impartial commentary. No worries at all, mate. And too much swing, not enough sweet, bro. Says it was Nate there. And also sack them all and throw the sack in the river. Fluffy and his rugby itch a CGI. It did glitch before a little bit. So it did look like you might have been some sort of artificial intelligence.
Exactly. I think that's what it is, guys. I'm just in the Matrix, you know. I'm in the Matrix right now.
Those headphones are interesting. They are kind of very fancy, aren't they? They kind of make it look like you are being programmed.
Exactly. No, like at the moment, my normal headset of headphones are just being repaired. So that's the reason why I'm using these at the moment. But no, that's pretty good actually. Pretty good quality and pretty easy to charge. So yeah.
And is this guy the infamous George I hear about? This is not George. This is Tim. No. Tim. The difference between George and Tim, George would have said about 5 F-bombs by now.
Exactly.
That's the main difference, I would say. But yeah, if you want to see more of George, he is actually the other one on the Kiwi Lads Entertainment channel, the one who does drop F-bombs over there all the time. Yeah. Sometimes he censors them, sometimes he doesn't, because he is in charge of the editing of that channel. And also, we don't care what you like, says Cooper Croc. And also, we have got there. Thanks so much. The only Kiwi I like. I'll take that. There are 4 million or 5 million of us.
Exactly.
I'm
that's
the
pretty
only one.
impressive.
I must be doing something right. And Durban poison, says Mick. And then also, yes, the ABs are so poor that they hold all the available trophies, says Cooper Cronk. Although the one that eludes them at the moment is, of course, that big one. It's in the Springboks cabinet, the Rugby World Cup. Too far off, maybe, getting the chance at it. But looking through the stats, I enjoyed the way that the Springboks attacked in this game. They were a lot more aggressive, definitely because, like I mentioned on the live stream, when was the last time we saw the Springboks inside of their 22 run the ball rather than kicking it straight into touch? And it led to the try. It was perfect, really. So hopefully they do incorporate that a little bit more. They have more meters gained by a little bit, about the 50 extra meters. England actually beat more defenders in this contest, managing to beat 22 compared to the 13 of the Springboks, which is a little bit surprising because England overall, I can't think of 22 times that they were able to get through that Springboks defence. But I guess they consider a defender beaten as a missed tackle. Springboks did have a few of those around that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Stages. And also imagine AB's given away all their trophies, or given away all our trophies and winning it all blacks.
To the backs.
And then as well, or all backs. And well, that's the thing. Trophies at the moment, there are a lot more on offer in the world, aren't there? And I think that's why, I mean, the URC for those South African sides, you've now got a Champions Cup to consider as another trophy to add to a possible cabinet. And no 2 points win and too much talking. Well done, world champs, says Brenda. And there as well. But yeah, they've done very well. 14 points. At the end of the day, I guess that's enough of a margin that it's really... It was one-sided at times throughout the game, but also there were moments that England looked like they could have fired back. They just didn't quite find that momentum that they needed. Yeah. Would you say?
Like the momentum really shifted, I'd say, throughout the game, really, like constantly. But the Boks were just a bit more clinical in terms of like their decision making, and obviously kind of got the points in the end. So the Boks were just definitely the better team just because of how clinical they were. But yeah, like you said before earlier on, I guess their philosophy is kind of changed in terms of like, kicking up on the hair. They just kind of just ran it. And obviously that kind of led to them scoring that beautiful try. So it was a good day for all Boks fans. So yeah.
And Robert has said, Tim, how does USA feel about the Rugby World Cup 2023 then? Sorry, Tim. Says Robert.
Well, yeah, no, it was disappointing at the end of the day. Obviously for the US to qualify. But I'll be honest, I'm not really. This might sound a bit weird, but I don't really follow the US in terms of like rugby. I mean, obviously, I want them to do well. I mean, there's obviously no doubt about that. But at the same time, I was pretty happy for Portugal actually, who won it at the end of the day because they got that penalty, I believe, in the last minute. And all they had to do was just convert that, and then if they converted it, they would have drawn the game and then be level points with the USA. And then they will go. Obviously, they qualified to the World Cup because they have a better goal difference because of that. So, it was a remarkable ending. But very harsh, obviously, from a U.S. standpoint because we are going to host the World Cup, I believe, in 2031, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So it's a long way to go. But I saw rumors of like Eddie Jones as being rumored to kind of coach the U.S. I'm like, get him away from me. I don't want him to coach the U.S. I'm like, but you just see what's happening there. I'm like, geez, he's gonna. But again, I understand the reasons behind it because obviously, he's taking Japan, to a good stage. So I understand the reasons why he may appoint someone like Eddie Jones. Obviously, kind of up in the debate at the moment of where he's to go in the future. But yeah, no. I mean, I was really more disappointed, I'd say, for Hong Kong because I wanted Hong Kong to do well because that's where I'm really from. But no, overall, I'm pretty happy.
And also, Robert said, "Will Eddie Jones join in 12 months?" And then you read my mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the thing. We've got some decent coaching free agents, I guess you could say, coming into the scheme of things. You've already got Robinson, whether or not he takes over the job of Eddie Jones or whether he heads somewhere else.
I would hate that to the core because I know he would do well. That's the problem. I know he would do well because we've seen it countless times what he's done with the Crusaders. And gosh, if he was he would bring in like this whole Crusaders team essentially, like his coaching staff to the I just hate that so much because then England would be good, and then then you have that England. I don't know if England make it to like the semis, for example, play New Zealand, it'll be like Robertson versus Ian Foster. Oh my gosh, that'll be such a battle in that sense. And then, I definitely don't want that to happen. He's probably the one coach I don't want England to choose because he's just that good of a coach. So I'm hoping they go for someone more. I mean, I think he is probably the right decision if you're going to get rid of Eddie Jones. But you do have Rowan Agar as well, who's done very well, obviously for Le Rocher. And he recently got banned. Actually, I saw that he got banned for a bit. So he's kind of joining the ranks.
12 months or 12 games?
Yeah. So hey, he's joining Lassie. The banishment of. So hey, maybe we can start a team up. Of ex-pros getting banned. From coaches. So. But yeah, no, it was good though. It was good.
Yeah, I guess now we're into the sevens again. Dubai next weekend, Cape Town the weekend after, and also a FIFA World Cup currently taking place in the world as well. But nonetheless, we do thank you all very much for tuning in for this little short post-match review. It's only a brief one today. My voice, I think it's about 5 minutes away from disappearing. I'm going to be careful not to completely have it gone. But thank you all very much for tuning into the live stream. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Be sure to check out Rugby Itch as well. I believe you did the game too, didn't you, mate? If I'm not wrong.
I did. It was a good watch. It was a very good watch indeed.
It was. And you're watching from England, aren't you?
Exactly, yeah. So it's pretty good time zone actually from here to actually watch the game. So even for like the World Cup in Qatar, it's actually pretty good time zone as well. So yeah, very fortunate to be in a in a good area to watch sport at the moment.
Yeah,
For New
I
Zealand,
got
this
a
must be
lot of late night games coming up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and we will see you all for the next one.